Why, hello there. 60 people already here, and I've only just started. It's absolutely incredible. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Shogun 2 stream. Right, let me actually set up my webcam and then jump into the actual game. Oh, shut up, guy. Who are you? Loser. Right, so, God, it's been a while since I've played Shogun 2. We're doing a tutorial stream, because obviously Shogun 2, if for some reason you hadn't realized yet, is free to play. Free to keep forever, in fact, on Steam right now, this week, until Friday. So there's another couple days remaining to obtain it for free. And I figured it would probably be a good idea, since I am, of course, as we all know, the master of Shogun 2. Let's be honest here. Sorry. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm well acquainted with Shogun 2. I figured it'd be a good idea to do a tutorial stream where I can answer any questions. Orange shirt. You know, I was thinking actually I should have worn my my merchandise shirt, which had, you know, it's a Shogun 2 merchandise shirt, but it was in the wash because I'd worn it just a couple of days ago. So sadness. Yeah, I'm wearing. It's actually a red shirt, but because of the saturation on the camera, it looks orange. But anyway, so we're doing Shogun 2. I'm going to be playing a normal campaign, not legendary, because I want to play this as if I want to play this how other people would probably play their first campaign. So I'm going to be playing. I'll do a nomination campaign, but I'll play on normal difficulty rather than legendary, which is what, of course, I'm known for. I'm not going to do battle realism either, because people wouldn't do that. And I'm also going to be playing as the Shimazu, because I think Shimazu is the most standard, like, you know, your first campaign should be the Shimazu, because they're basic, they're really standard, basically. So, domination stream, or domination campaign, because I want to fucking dominate. Yes, exactly. So, I also should mention I am using a couple of mods, but none of these change gameplay in any way, shape, or form. You can find them all in the description. They are just mods to change the look of the campaign a little bit, so I'm sure I'll get questions about that. Your campaign map looks different than mine. Yeah, it's just a mod. Also, I'm playing on 1440p, as you guys are well aware, and I have a increased text size mod, because otherwise the text is way too small, but it makes it look a little bit iffy. Like initial challenge, easy is kind of overlapping each other here, but you know, whatever. But yeah. You know, just so you guys can actually read what's going on. Anyway, so, like I said, please feel free to ask as many questions as you want. This whole stream is going to be me just answering your questions. And of course, like I said, or like it says in the title, I have keys for Feudal Samurai given by Total War or by Creative Assembly to give away as well. So I'm going to be giving away 8 keys. I'm going to be, throughout the stream, deciding on whether I'm going to do this again tomorrow, because I can see there's already quite a few people, so I might do another stream tomorrow, in which case I'll give away 4 now, 4 tomorrow, and otherwise I'll just give all 8 now, and then we'll see what to do tomorrow. But anyway, it's going to be difficult to keep up with the chat, I think. Donkey, how do I stop my daimyo from dying? Just don't shoot him with your Thunderbolt Cav. What faction did you play? What do you mean, Sir Arthur? I'm playing now as the Shimazu. We're going to be playing as the Shimazu. Normal difficulty, like I said, because I want to experience this as if, or how people would experience this the first time they play a game, and most people would jump into a campaign on normal difficulty. And we're going to do a domination campaign. We're also going to be turning off search continuously. That's already turned off, so that's all good. So yeah, the Shimazu, for those who don't know. Also, I should mention in the description, also, you will find a ton of guides. I've done a lot of guides. I've done clan reviews on all the 12 clans available, which, by the way, I should also mention, 3 of those are DLC. So if you just got Shogun 2 during this week, you will not have the Hattori, the Ikoiki, and the Otomo. Those are all free DLC. Thanks for the sub. So yeah, you won't have those 3 clans available unless you bought them, of course, already. But yeah, I've done clan overviews on all the faction or clans. I've done best, like, top 5 units, top X, like, of each unit type, except for Naginata. I've still yet to do that one. There's tons of stuff, and you can find a lot of stuff like that in the description. I've done like a tutorial, or like a frequently asked questions tutorial, things like that. So, should we start? Should I mod Shogun 2? First campaign, definitely play without mods, or at least like no gameplay altering mods. You want to play a vanilla campaign first. You can use some mods like I do with the camera mod, for example, is essential for me. Even when I start a new Total War game like Free Kingdoms, the first thing I downloaded mod-wise was a camera mod that allows me to zoom out further, because I just hate the fact that you can't zoom out that far in Shogun 2. Whereas top X heroes, yeah, I still got to do that one technically as well. There's still a couple of things I need to do, but when should I vassal? Basically never. God, I'm just going to never start the campaign now. I'm just going to answer questions right here on this menu. Yeah, vassalization in Shogun 2 is a bit risky. I think on normal difficulty, it's kind of okay, but on legendary, vassals almost always end up betraying you sooner rather than later. Also, once, like, when you trigger Realm Divide, basically all your allies and vassals will end up betraying you anyway, so it's basically not worth even having any vassals or allies before Realm Divide. Well, I mean, allies are okay, just as long as you know that once you go through Realm Divide, they will betray you eventually anyway. But yeah, in Shogun 2, diplomacy is a bit iffy sometimes. Like, alliances don't really mean a whole lot to people. Even if you like each other, they will still sometimes, like, they'll break the alliance, and then the next turn they'll attack you. It's always a bit iffy. Anyway. Hey Donkey, you've been watching Shogun 2 on your channel for 2 years, and I finally got it for free. Any tips? Well, that's what this stream is for. Just ask me something specific. You can pay them to stay with you longer. I mean, you can, but there isn't really any point in doing that, because you could alternatively use that money for your own faction and be stronger. Anyway, let's start the campaign. I'll probably skip past the cutscene because that's mostly irrelevant. Some tips about finances would be nice. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff I want to talk about. I will get into that momentarily. Didn't you do a vassal only challenge that you didn't finish? I did actually, yeah. that was an interesting one. I kind of want to do that one at some point again, but it's basically impossible. Although I think I used a mod to remove Realm Divide from the game, because it was basically impossible without or with that. I'll let him talk. Actually, no, I won't. Fuck him. I'll be your guy today, not this dickhead. If our daimyo is to become shogun, military ruler of all Japan. Okay. So, how do you skip the cutscene? You click escape, but that wasn't actually a question, was it? Why are you doing this, Donkey? To appease the masses. So many people ask me to do this. Hey, Juice Stain, how's it going? I'll let him talk. No, I won't. Right, economy or finances. Right, okay, so the most important thing you need to know... there's I should mention, there's a link in the description to a video about agents. I did a tutorial on agents. That one is very important if you want to know about finances, because I go in depth about how the Metsuke is your most important moneymaker. There's four agents technically in the game. You get the ninja, the monk, the geisha, and the Metsuke. The geisha is something I've only ever had once in a campaign, and I've done dozens of campaigns because it's actually quite difficult to achieve. You need to get the infamous Mizu Shobai district, I believe, and that will get you the geisha, or it might be one of the other lower levels, but either way, it's a high tier ninja building. I'm pretty sure it's the last one. So the geisha is irrelevant. The Metsuke, however, I need to kind of have a Metsuke to be able to showcase this, but yeah, basically, actually, I can hold on. Let's get into the encyclopedia. A fantastic thing in Shogun 2, by the way. Right-click anything in the game, and it'll lead you to the encyclopedia page. There's the Yaya Shigaru, a general. Actually, you need to go to that one. But yeah, you get information on basically anything in the game, and you can go through all this as well. But if you want to know about, for example, the Metsuke, we can go towards here. Here's the Metsuke skill tree. So what the Metsuke has is a skill called Overseeing Towns. And basically what you do when you level up, if you want to have high finances anyway, if you play the game like a professional like myself, you level up your Metsuke going for Overseeing Towns as much as possible. And that basically increases the tax rate increase that they give from sitting in a town. So when you have a Metsuke, you can have up to 5 Metsuke. You basically pop them into a town, and they will increase the tax rate that you have. So currently it's only 30%, but a Metsuke will make it higher. So essentially what you do is you take 5 Metsukes, you put them in your 5 richest towns, once you have them, of course, which, I mean, I can go over it. I'm going to get so specific, but for example, Hizen and Tsukushi are some of the richest towns in the entire game because they have very fertile soil, so their farms are good, that's a big one. And then there's other factors, of course, as well. For example, you have gold mines, like there's one in like here in Sado, there's a gold mine. There's a gold mine down here in Izu, and there's a gold mine up here as well, actually in Iwami. But certain provinces just have a potential of much higher income than other towns, and if you put a Metsuke in there with overseeing towns, you make a lot more money because your tax rate goes up, and of course the wealth is already quite high in those towns. So then you also want to make sure that you never upgrade castles. A lot of people always ask me, why don't you upgrade castles? The reason I don't is because it's actually it basically loses you money in every single town you have. Because upgrading a castle costs you an extra food. You can see it consumes 1 food. This one consumes 2 food. The same goes for the... I guess I don't have to show it technically, but for the market building. The market, if you upgrade it to tier 2, it costs a food. If you upgrade it to tier 3, it costs another food. And food increases your... Food surplus increases your wealth across all provinces by 1 for every food that you have in surplus. So let's say you have 10 food surplus. You make an extra 10 wealth per turn in every single town that you have. And that means that in every single town that you have, your growth goes up by an extra 10, which in turn increases your income, of course. Because let's say you have an extra 10 wealth per turn and your tax rate is 30%. That means you make an extra 3 koku per turn per town. So you can start seeing, if you have like 20 towns and you make an extra 3, that's $60 per turn, and then the next turn it's $120. It's the next turn after that, it's $180. You start seeing how that makes an incredible amount of money. So you never want to upgrade castles or markets, except for the 5 towns where you put your Metsuke. So let's say we have Hizen and Tsukushi, and those are making the most money. Easy way to do that is, or to see which towns make the most money, is by going into your provinces and then clicking that twice. And then if we had more towns, we could show you here. So these aren't my towns, these are other provinces that we have information on. But you can see Higo is the wealthiest, and then Usumi, and then Hyuga. So let's say we had these 4 towns. We'd put a Metsuke in Higo, and then in that town we would upgrade our markets and our castles. Well, our castles would upgrade to level 2 at least, possibly level 3. But either way, enough to be able to build a market, a sake den, and then a Buddhist temple, but that's not too relevant. But basically, the higher you upgrade your castle, the higher your tax rate will also be, but you consume food, so it's kind of a trade-off. But basically, the only towns you ever upgrade your castle are income towns, and also your 1 or 2 recruitment hubs. And recruitment hubs, what I mean by that is, of course, that certain provinces have a blacksmith, like we start with Satsuma, has a blacksmith. And in Buzen, for example, you have craftsworks, and craftsworks give you increased accuracy bonuses for your range units. So those 2 are going to be my main recruitment hubs until we possibly get Bizen. It doesn't say it here, but Bizen has a blacksmith. I don't know, I never understood why, but yeah, there's an icon for all of the provinces that have something. For some reason, Bizen doesn't have one, even though it does have an actual blacksmith there as well. So anyway, that was about a fucking 10-minute explanation on income. Well, on a very minor thing about income, and I haven't even touched on the actual gameplay yet. But your knowledge is expanding. That's what my goal is. And my goal is to just spam you with information, and hopefully some of it sticks a little bit. Because I can't cover everything, and I can't cover everything by just playing a campaign. But I can try at least to pump in as much information as possible. So, what else should we talk? Like, I guess if there's any more questions, I should probably also talk. What is a good strat for the Hojo on easy? I mean, you're playing on easy, so it can't be that difficult. But I mean, I don't know. I'm playing a Shimazu campaign, so I mean, questions need to be somewhat relevant to what I'm doing, I guess. But anyway, so right, let's see here. Okay, so starting with the Shimazu, we start with $3,000, which is nice. Actually, I think that's more than on Legendary. I'm pretty sure on Legendary you start with 2,000. But anyway, it's not the point. First thing we do is we have a look at diplomacy. So we are currently at war with the Ito, who are to our east. They own Osumi as well as Hyuga. And we are currently at peace with the Sagara. One thing to keep in mind in Shogun 2, as opposed to newer Total War games, is that we are currently trading with the Sagara, but betraying trade or declaring war on someone who you are trading with is not considered dishonorable in this game. It doesn't matter. There's literally no negative factors to declaring war on a faction you are trading with, except of course you lose the trade, but that's not what I mean. So we can actually declare war on the Sagara with no diplomatic repercussions whatsoever. alliances, military access, things like that. There's no non-aggression pacts in Shogun 2. But yeah, military access, alliances, of course, if you declare war on someone who you have an actual military deal with, that is considered treacherous, and you shouldn't do that. Or if you're a vassal of a faction, but that basically never happens unless you're playing as the Tokugawa, who's starting Mikawa, and are actually starting out as a vassal in this game. Just conquer the castle and it consumes more food than it produces, so now I'm at -1 food already. Yeah, that's something you got to be careful of. Basically, upgrading farms is one of the most important things in Shogun 2 because, again, it increases your food. And you always need to have a food surplus because if you go down, you start losing loads of happiness and it becomes a bit of a mess. So, upgrading your farms is one of the most important things, and that's what we're actually going to do right away as well. Now, Blacksmith, we can upgrade right away as well, but we don't really gain a whole lot from that. So one thing to keep in mind with the Blacksmith is that currently at level 1 you get +1 melee attack for Samurai, +1 armor for Samurai. So we don't get anything for Ashigaru. If we were to upgrade it, we do get armor or melee attack, depending on which one we go for Samurai and Ashigaru. But right now, since we are the Shimazu, we can actually start recruiting Shimazu Katana Samurai, which is our upgraded unit, of course, right away. There's a couple units that Shimazu benefit from. I mean, obviously every faction has their own units that they get better stats for. Not all of them, most of them do. Shimazu, it's Katana units, so Katana Samurai, not Katana Cavalry, but Katana Hero as well. So I think it's only those two actually. But either way, so we can recruit Katanas already, and I'm not too fussed about the Blacksmith upgrade for a while, because most importantly in any Total War game, in my opinion, is getting your economy up, because the higher economy you have, the more infantry or the more units you can recruit late game. If you start recruiting too early, or at least spend too much money early on and you're making almost no income, then you can expand by taking towns, but if you do run out of units, you basically have nothing to fall back on. If you lose an army but you still have an insane economy, you can just spam another army out and you won't be in as much trouble. Upgrading the harbor is super important as the Shimazu as well, because we start near 4 of the 6 trade routes in the entire game. So we have incense down here. I guess actually, yeah, we have incense over here as well. Is this... I don't think I've ever seen these icons before. Has this somehow been updated or something? What the hell? Maybe I've just been blind the entire time. Anyway, we have silk here, and then we have cotton here. And then there's 2 more. There's war horses up there, and there's iron all the way up here on the other side of the map. But we start with 4 trade naval trade things, resources right next to us. So upgrading the port as fast as possible is very important so we can start recruiting ships. Now, you don't get any trade from putting a Bokaboy or a Medium Bune or any other ship on the trade node, except for a trade ship or a Nanban trade ship. You only get Nanban trade ships if you're playing a Christian clan, so that's either the Atomo or converting to Christianity, but let's not get into that right now. But you can hold a trade node with any other ship, so I want to get a couple of Bokaboy out as soon as possible just to hold those so that no one else can grab them. It might incite a war, of course, but, you know, that's inevitable. What is a good ship for auto battle? Oh god, people told me this at one point. I can't even remember. It's because I hate naval battles. I always kind of make the same navies. For fighting, Bokaboy is actually surprisingly good because they get fire arrows so they can blow up other ships. But for auto resolving, I think medium bunes are just fine. What was it? I can't remember which one it was. I might have a siege tower bune or something. I can't remember, to be honest. But there is a ship that's really good for it. So quest for battle, basic battle controls. Okay, we'll get into that in a second when we do a battle. However, the first battle we do is going to be against Osumi in a castle, I'm pretty sure. Unless their army is standing outside, which it might be. But that's one thing to keep in mind in Shogun 2 as well. It is almost never worth, in my opinion, fighting siege battles. 98% of the time, siege out the enemies. If there's a full stack inside of a town, you siege them out, and they'll either sally out, or you just siege them out until they sally out in the last turn. They take attrition while being besieged. And if you fight a siege battle, 1 army versus 1 army, enemy just has such a big advantage. Like, unless you've made an army specifically for fighting sieges, it's almost never worth it. Because sieging out an enemy is not really that big a deal. You take attrition, of course, during winter, but it's not really, it's not nearly the same as taking the losses you would take in an actual battle. But anyway, we should probably start the game. So, and as I said, starting as a Shimazu, we get to recruit Shimazu Katana Samurai immediately. We can actually, we're 5 short of being able to recruit another one, actually 10 short. That's okay. We're going to recruit a one of the best units, if not the best unit in this game. one of the best units in the game is Yari Ashigaru. A lot of people seem to not realize this when they first start playing. Yari Ashigaru, by default, are terrible, but they have an ability which makes them incredibly overpowered, which is Yari Wall. But we'll get to that in a minute as well, I guess. But anyway, for now, I guess we'll recruit one of each for now. These guys take two turns to recruit anyway. Another thing we're going to do is we have our daimyo sitting in Satsuma, and we have our general Tanegashima Tomokata sitting outside. We're actually going to just merge those together. In this game, in Shogun 2, as opposed to newer Total War games, you don't recruit from the army, that's one thing. And you also can, I don't want to show it right now, but you can move units out individually. So I could take this Boishigaru and just move him wherever I want to. They don't need to be with a general. In Shogun 2, I think it was the last game actually in the Total War franchise where you can just move units individually, except for Feudal Samurai, but it's basically the same game. Anyway, so there's a castle of Asumi right here, which we're going to start heading towards. There is an army sitting next to it. It's got a Boishigaru Samurai retainers, and then outside are Light Cav, Yari Ashigaru, and Boishigaru. I think we're going to just siege them out, to be honest. There's no real reason to attack this. Well, actually, in this case, we probably could, because it's only 2 units. Okay, so what we're going to do, I will fight this one manually, but only because the army, we know where it's going to come from. So if we attack this, we are playing on normal, so I can actually quick save, not something I'm used to, but sure. We can fight this one, and then we can, because we know where the enemy is reinforcing from, we can actually just set our army up next to where their army is coming from, just slaughter those 3 units, and then attack the castle, which shouldn't be any real trouble anymore at that point. Although they do have a unit. UI looks awful in this game. What the hell are you talking about? Sieges in the game are actually brutal. Yes, they are. You can't really cheese them as much as you can in Warhammer. Like, you can if you have certain units. Like, Bow Warrior Monks, for example, are incredibly strong because they outrange anything else, essentially. Except for Bow Heroes, but you don't only get one of those. So they are, yeah, their Bow Warrior Monks are really good at sieging, but even then, I just don't think it's worth it. Anyway, I don't want rain, so let's get some dry weather. Right, get a speech, but we don't care about that. So the enemy is coming from the east. Let's see here, God, because this is the problem with Shogun 2 sometimes, that like, is that the east? I need to remember, because the sea, no, I think they are coming from here. So we're gonna set up our army around here. So you can see already, I can zoom out like this. You can't actually do that normally, so that is actually a mod. We have a Yari Samurai, one of the worst units in the game. We're gonna remove that unit pretty soon after we've done these battles. Or this, once we've done the first couple of battles, we actually build up an actual army here. Okay, so what was the question about? Hey, Onesie, what was the question about army stuff? Army or movement? Can you build tanks in medieval Japan? Yari Ashigaru are a tank. Okay, I'll just play the game for now. Right. So one thing you want to know. I said that Yari Wall is incredibly overpowered, and while it is incredibly overpowered, it also makes your unit tired over time. Not super quickly or anything, but there's no basically you don't want to have them in Yari Wall until the battle actually starts, or until the unit actually gets close. I mean, when they're about to be engaged, that's when you put them in Yari Wall. Otherwise, they just get tired beforehand, and there's no reason to have that happen. So anyway, let's see if the enemy actually are coming from here, or if we're going to get completely destroyed. Yeah, they're right there, so we need to move over a little bit, but that's okay. I'm just going to run over. In Shogun 2 also, worth keeping in mind, units get tired pretty damn rapidly. So you want to be careful. Now, something to know about... Man, there's so many fucking things. Something to know about Shogun 2. Everything is to know about Shogun 2. That's the whole fucking purpose of the stream. Anyway, important to know as well is that Light Cavalry are the cheapest cavalry unit in the game, but they are also one of the best in terms of value. Oh god, every time I select units now I'm going to hear Yari Amazing, which is also my sub sound. They can actually take on a general in a 1v1. They will win against the general in a 1v1. Because they are essentially, they're an anti-cav unit with 60 men, and they are samurai, even though they're basically Ashigaru tier type of unit. They are considered a samurai unit. They are, of course, cavalry gets absolutely slaughtered against Yari units, and especially if they charge straight into a Yari wall. They're going to get absolutely ruined, so that's going to work out just fine for me. We're going to start sending our cav around. Yeah, if I can get those questions about what was being asked, you guys are actually just going to have to charge in there. So yeah, the units inside the castle, they're never going to sally out, so we don't have to worry about them. Yeah, there you go. That's them gone. I am, of course, also playing on normal difficulty, so this is going to be generally quite easy for me anyway. Cavalry in this game is very strong. Not Free Kingdom strong, but still very, very strong. Like I said, Light Cav are incredibly, stupendously good. Let's start moving up this way. You can go out of Yari Wall. Let's go kill them. Light Cav are really good, Yari Cav are really good as well. Basically, yeah, Cavalry in general is really strong. There's a couple that aren't as good, like Katana Cav, I think, are not fantastic. If you watch my top 5 best units, top 5 worst units, etc., you'll know my opinion on units. So that's probably the best way to find out. Both Cavalry, for example, in my opinion, are absolutely horrendous. Like, they're just not worth it, basically, ever. Except when you do a Cavalry-only challenge, but that's not, you know, something that people are going to be doing on their first run. Units die, if God, it's something I have to remember now. I think units die when they're down to, I believe, 8 men. So that's something to keep in mind as well. So it's going to be a little bit more annoying now, because now we actually have to fight a bow unit inside the castle. We only have 1 bow unit of our own, so I'm going to have to probably try and just kind of flank around, run around, because besieging castles, like someone already mentioned, in Shogun 2 is actually very annoying. So the only ways to get inside of a castle are by either climbing up the walls, which loses you a ton of men, like a significant amount of men, or blowing up the walls, or sorry, well actually, yeah, you can blow up the walls, but it doesn't help you. Blowing up the gates, or at least the gate door. You can do that with any kind of units, even cavalry. You can run them up. In fact, that's a pretty good idea. You can run up cavalry towards a gate, and then you dismount them. You make them throw torches at the gate. Gate goes down, and you can get yourself inside. But you're still kind of funneling through, because running a unit into this, they come out trickling, basically. There's no way of avoiding that. So this is why besieging castles in this game, and this is just a lowly level 1 fort as well, it's just very annoying. The garrison also gets bigger with each upgrade of the fort, but that's not really a huge deal, especially yet early in the game, because it's just the basic unit they get is a samurai retainer, and then after that they get some Yari Ashigaru, some Bo Ashigaru, but it's never like an insane army until like the last level. It's not like Free Kingdoms or Warhammer where you can get like properly decent garrisons that can just hold an entire army by themselves. Although in this game you kind of can as well, but only if you're a fucking professional. Okay, right. So what kind of questions? Because I've been kind of... How do I do that? How do I do a what choose? Although I'm assuming because your question with that half caps and stuff. Any tips on how to make money in Shogun 2? Oh god, we literally just talked about it. I would recommend watching back the first, like, or after like 10 minutes into the stream, watching that part. But I will go over it again in a bit. What do you think about Total War Free Kingdoms? It's my favorite game right now. Favorite Total War game. And probably favorite game. Donkey, is Yari Samurai good or bad? They're bad. They are the worst of the samurai units, basically. They will... Let's start moving this shit up a little bit. They are the only samurai units to get beaten in an outright fight against Yari Ashigaru in Yari Wall. If you have a Yari Ashigaru in Yari Wall and an enemy Yari Samurai charges it, the Yari Samurai will actually lose against a Yari Ashigaru, which is just a lower tier version of the same unit, basically. The reason is because Yari Samurai just have pretty poor stats, but also they get a terrible ability in Rapid Advance, although that's not too relevant because Katana Samurai don't get any ability. But yeah, they just have the worst stats out of all the samurai units, basically. And that's the main problem with them. So let's dismount the general here and chuck some torches at this gatehouse. We're gonna have to run in with a couple of our units. In fact, I'm gonna send some other boys around. So this is where the Yari Ashigaru are at a disadvantage, because if they have to get inside of a castle, they're gonna have a bit of a problem against samurai retainers. But we have these Yari Samurai as well, and I'll run my generals inside too. So let's chuck some torches at this gatehouse so we can get inside. Which melee units are the best in Fall of the Samurai? Melee units. Oh boy, that's basically any unit. Like you don't need armor because everyone's using a gun and a one shot is 1 kill anyway. So it's the Shogi Tai, I believe, are really solid. Yeah, Yarikachi are surprisingly good in that game because they have rapid advance, and getting to the enemy as fast as possible is pretty important when they're shooting at you with guns. Have you burned the gate down? Yeah, you have. Alright, so get back on your high horse then. So basically I'm going to get this guy around. I don't want to run him too much because you can already see these guys, they're already tired from just that little bit of a fight there, and after that I've only been walking them. I have a video in the description, like it's a bit of a tutorial where I explain a lot of the movement stuff in this game as well. It's only like a 3.5 minute video, so I definitely recommend watching that as well. It's basically how you can see where your units are going, so it's just holding the space bar. How you make units walk when giving them an order rather than run, because if you give them an order normally they sprint, of course, but if you hold control and give them an order they will only walk. So that's one of those things you need to keep in mind as well. And basically just keeping these guys here to distract them, right, by the way. I'm going to send these guys inside as well. Okay, you're free from tower, or from their range now, so let's get over there. I'm going to run you. I'm actually going to string you over. I just want more units over there. One could use for Yari-Sam is if you get stuck during offensive sieges, you could send them to burn a gatehouse and unimportant unit is taking the damage. Yeah, but they're still shit. You can use any unit for... Basically, whenever people make an argument about, but this unit can do that and that, it's like, well, any other unit could have done that too, is the problem. Like, Yari Samurai obviously are really good against cavalry, but in this game, you don't really want to rely on infantry again, or you don't want to have like specific units against cavalry, because the problem is that you can use, like, if you have Yari, like, you can basically just have a wall of Yari Ashigaru, which will serve the same purpose. You generally don't need a Yari Samurai to go charging after a cavalry. There's really no need in this game. The AI is dumb enough to just send its units straight into your wall. This is obviously a couple Total War games ago. AI isn't as smart as it is. Well, it's still not, you know, fantastic. We all know that, but it's not the same as in newer Total War games. They won't flank around too much. They will just send them straight into your wall. And if you have your own light cav or Yari cav, you can generally counter the enemy cav as well. Unless, of course, they have Yari cav, in which case you need to be careful because they will slaughter your cavalry. But you don't, yeah, as long as you just have... The fuck are you doing? You're just enjoying the sights over here. Wow. You have to go for a pee and just... They forgot about me. Alright, interesting. Don't see that very often. Alright. I'm going to run my general... I'm going to run one of my generals inside first. I'm going to take my second general. I'm going to run him inside and basically distract these guys while I run these inside. Hey, Kahuli. I saw you liked my tweet, Kahuli. Thank you, dude. What is my favorite clan? The Takeda, because I love cavalry. Cavalry in this game is so solid. Alright, now I'm going to start running you guys inside. I can actually attack these guys in the back as well while we're distracting them, but mostly I need to get them away from my Yari Samurai that's coming inside right now. Coming inside. So I'm just going to distract them for a little bit. You can also just capture this for 60 seconds, but that's not going to happen because these guys will get to us before then. So we're going to get them inside. And get you guys inside as well. It has been a long time. Actually, we can also just charge these guys, to be honest, but I don't want to take the risk. There's no reason to do that right now. But yeah, it's been a long time since I played Shogun 2. So I actually am a little bit out of touch. Okay, there we go. They're coming towards us. So let's actually just charge them with the Yari-Sam. Use our rapid advance to speed up the movement a little bit. Charge them with the cav as well before they start firing at me, which they very easily could do. You can see their cavalry pretty damn effective. Units inside of a castle, pretty important to note as well, will not rout. So this unit is, while it's wavering, it will never actually rout while it is inside the castle. If even a single man would just step outside, they would probably immediately rout. But inside of a castle, they never will. So they will fight to the last man. However, stats get reduced when a unit is demoralized, so they will actually fight really, really poorly. But they just simply won't rout because they're essentially defending until the last man. But the last man is going to fall pretty soon here. So Samurai Retainers are essentially just a small version of a Katana Samurai. That's just a retainer that stays inside of the town. Like I said, this is the basic unit that everyone gets in a town, every faction. Even, funny enough, the Iko-Iki, which don't even have... They can't even recruit Samurai units, but they still get Samurai Retainers inside their garrisons. Makes absolutely no sense, but there you go. So yeah, there you go. We've slaughtered them good and proper. There we go. Alright, so it took a little bit longer than it needed to, but Donkey never did multiplayer, and there are still some diehards online. I've done some multiplayer. Hear me, you Yari viewers. Donkey's Twitter's in the description. Go follow so you may hear the Honorable Lord's announcement he makes from his bed on his mobile device. I never use my Twitter. It's just that Josh from CA told me that if I tweet about this stream, he will see if he can get it retweeted by Total War. So I figured, fuck it. Good idea. Actually, it was my idea. Anyway, right, so there goes that. The army actually survived, so I should have already talked about that. Yeah, we peacefully occupy because if you loot, you lose honor. Honor is very important in this game. I'll go over that in a second. We got our mission done as well. Gives us call to arms, extra recruitment slots, which is pretty relevant right now. Castle's busted. Quick shortcut for that. Press R. Repairs all the buildings inside of a town. You can even cheese this if you have no money remaining. Let's see if I can make this happen somehow. No, I don't think I can. Either way, if you have no money remaining, I'm actually going to cancel that because I might recruit some other stuff. You can still press R and it will still repair it even if you don't actually have a treasury. Kind of an exploit, but it works. So, we've taken Osumi, right? So, you want to peacefully occupy because if you loot, you get some extra money, which is almost never worth it. There is like 1 or 2 times in the world where it's worth it, when it's like a fully upgraded citadel and you don't care about your honor because you already have more than the maximum. But generally, it's not worth it. So what honor does, we can look at our daimyo. He currently has 3 out of 6 honor. So, essentially what this means, or what the bonus that you get from this, 3 is just their average, nothing happens. At level 5, if I remember correctly, it might be level 4, I can't remember exactly, I think it's 5. I believe at 5 honor, you get an extra happiness across all provinces, which late game is pretty necessary. And at level 6 or 6 honor, you get 2 happiness across all provinces. If you go below 3, well, just generally, you get loyalty on your generals. And loyalty is pretty important because it is somewhat based off of your generals, your daimyo's honor. So you can see here, +1 loyalty from the honor of my daimyo. So if my daimyo is sitting at 1 or 2 honor, this guy would actually not gain that or even gain a deficit. Like he would be disloyal, or less loyal anyway, due to my daimyo's honor. If you have too low loyalty on your generals, then they may just leave you. There's other things that make your generals less loyal as well, which are, for example, if they are a higher level than your general, they will get delusions of grandeur because they feel like they could do better. If you adopt too many sons, if you adopt too many generals, things like that. So generally you want to keep your honor as high as possible, which is generally quite easy to do. I've never really had any problems with that, except in like 1 campaign. But yeah, with every clan, I believe you start on 3 honor except for the Otomo, because they are Christian. So if with any other clan, if you switch to Christianity as a religion, which you can do from the clan menu, later on it'll pop up here. Once you have some Christianity influence in your empire, in your lands. If you switch to Christianity, you will lose honor from that as well. But yeah, there's so many other downsides to Christianity. I would basically never recommend doing it unless you want to just do it for fun. Anyway, so since we've taken Osumi, we're going to repair that. We also want to build a Sakeden. So Sakeden is a building you want to build in every single province that you ever take. It not only gives you a little bit extra wealth, not quite as much as the market, which we can't even build yet because we have no art yet. We need to build get the Way of Chi art first to get the market unlocked. But either way, I used to always build a market first because it gives more money. It's 200 wealth and then also wealth per turn from growth, which is pretty good. But a sake then gives provincial happiness, and provincial happiness is incredibly important because it helps, obviously, keep your provinces happy. Unlike newer Total War games, this game still works off the older system where essentially you have positive happiness and negative happiness, or dissatisfaction, whatever you want to call it, public order, negative public order, working against each other. And you need a 0 or above to keep a town happy. If you are on a minus, so -1, -2, -100, doesn't matter, for a single turn, you get mounting unrest, which then essentially means the game is saying, look, if your town is unhappy for 1 more turn, you're going to get a rebellion. So if you have 2 turns of unhappiness in a row on a province, you have a rebellion happening, and that rebellion will, of course, try to take the town as soon as possible. Staying at 0 or anything above that basically is just what you need to do, and the more happiness you get, the more town growth you get, I believe, as well. I can't actually remember if that's the case, but I believe so. a quick way to help if a province is about to rebel. So right now it's not going to matter because we're on -3 and we haven't had the mounting unrest yet. Plus when our castle's repaired next turn, we're going to get lots of happiness from that, so that's no longer a problem. Thanks for the sub. I should probably check those every once in a while as well. Oh, it's not actually showing them to me on the Streamlabs thing, so never mind. But anyway, so if you do have unhappiness, you can actually exempt the province from tax, which will then give you an extra couple of happiness depending on how much your tax rate is. Currently, I have to scale it on normal. I generally tend to keep it on normal all the way throughout the campaign. You can, of course, increase it. There are some people who cheese the game very hard by going very high. Next turn, they go normal. Then they go very high, get it normal. Because that way you avoid the unhappiness lasting for more than one turn, which means that none of your provinces really ever rebel, unless there's other reasons for it to happen, of course. And you make a ton of money. There is, however, a thing that is called, I believe, I can't remember the actual name, but it's basically a massive -25 growth, I believe, which comes from like irregular taxes or something along those lines. I can't remember exactly. So you want to avoid that too. But for some quick bucks, you can increase your tax to very high a couple of times. Oh boy, is converting to Christianity advisable? I'd say no. It gives you so many downsides. Basically, every single province that you own has to be converted to Christianity, which takes a fuck ton of time. You lose all your monks. You have to then re-recruit a bunch of missionaries at level 1 or slightly higher, depending on if you have the buildings for it or not. But yeah, it's such a long process to do, and the only benefit you really get from it is Nanban trade ships, which is basically the best ship in the game except for the black ship. The black ship is a one-time unique ship that only appears once. If it gets destroyed, it'll appear again. If it gets destroyed, it'll appear again. But there's only one of them in the entire game, and it's super expensive. Like $2 grand per turn on legendary. I don't know how much it is on normal, because of course on normal upkeep costs are reduced, or more so on legendary upkeep costs are increased. But yeah, the Nanban trade ship is a trade ship that is also just like, it has a ton of cannons. It's basically the best ship in the game for like mass making or mass usage. Anyway, with the building of the Sakiden, I can't recruit any units except for a single Yari Ashigaru, but I guess that's fine. I'm not in a rush to get units out right now. We are still at War of the Hyuga, and we have a small army that's actually sitting here. I don't think I could... Yeah, I can't see them, so I don't think I could reach them. So, Yari Samurai. So this is probably usually the point where I'd get rid of a Yari Samurai, because they're actually quite trash. They cost 143 per turn. They actually cost 200 something on Legendary. Actually, no, 176 on Legendary difficulty. And they are just really trash. And since we can recruit Katana Samurai, we basically want to get rid of Yari Samurai as soon as possible so we make more money. Because right now we're making 1,434, we could make almost 1,600 from removing this unit, so I'm going to do that. It's a little bit early. Normally I'd probably wait a turn or two on Legendary, but since again this is normal, we should be able to do that. Then finally, we haven't really touched on the Master of the Arts yet, so this is the tech tree of Shogun 2. So there's two parts of the tech tree: Bushido, which is essentially all your military stuff, and the Way of Chi, which is essentially all your economic things. So an important one to grab early on is Bushido, because it gives you +1 morale for all your units. Late game, you have so much morale on your units, it doesn't matter anymore, but early on, 1 morale can actually make a pretty big difference. But most importantly, I try to get Way of Chi as soon as possible, and then into Todofuken as soon as possible. Todofuken decreases the upkeep cost of armies and navies by 5%. Doesn't sound like a whole lot, but it does start adding up pretty quickly. And this... Very amazing, thanks for the sub. This will also turn into equal fields, which will allow you to upgrade your farms to a higher level. And that goes further in here, but these ones are not as relevant. But usually I try and get Way of Chi as soon as possible. Zen is also very good because it gives you an extra clan-wide happiness across the board. Very useful. And then generally you essentially go for the units that you want to use. So I tend to go for Way of the Bow early on because it gives me fire arrows for my archers, which is really good in Shogun 2. The way fire arrows work in Shogun 2, it's an ability that you use, and it has like a 2-minute cooldown or something, and then you can use it again. So unlike later Total War games where it's essentially a toggle, here it's just a one-time ability, but it's just a straight up better arrow. Like, it just does a lot more damage than regular arrows. It doesn't have reduced range or anything. It doesn't have reduced reload rate or anything like that. It's just a better arrow, but it's an only one-time ability, and then it has a cooldown. So you want to go for that. Cavalry, you need to go for these ones down here. Oddly, The one annoying thing about the tree is that if you want to go for gun units, you basically have to be all the way down these ones. And it's kind of a weird one because you have to get the Siege Engineer's Workshop, which then upgrades into the Powder Maker and the Gunsmith and the Arsenal after that, which is also unlocked by getting Gunpowder Mastery. So yeah, you start on the right and then you go to the left. It's kind of weird. It takes fucking ages to get to any of the good gun units, which is why I generally have all the gun units like lowest on the list of best units in the game, because they're way too difficult to acquire, in my humble opinion. But that's because I generally finish my campaigns way quicker than someone who would just get into the game would be doing. So yeah, if you like gun units, then you got to go down that way, but it takes a while to get there. You definitely want to get tax reform pretty early on as well. Increase your clan-wide tax rate, just a good thing to get. But we're going to start going for Todofuken. Actually might make a small detour after Way of Chi for Bushido, but I'm not too fussed. We'll see that in a minute. So, this is Donkey talking faster than Eminem for you guys. I'm fucking trying, dude. I need a goddamn drink here. Oh. Okay. Most important matter, who gets what? What do you mean? I should have a look at actual questions as well. Oh yeah. Demo already said in the chat as well. If you're playing as the Otomo, definitely go for guns, because you know they're all about guns and they can get Portuguese Terracos pretty early on because it comes from their port instead. But that's like the only clan. They're a DLC clan, so again, if you just got the game, you won't have that yet. We're playing the Shimazu Saikra. Okay. I probably need a drink. Thank you, Matthew. You were right. I did take a drink. So. Okay. Tips for playing Ikuiki. Get tons and tons of Lone Sword Oshigaru. They're super cheap. They're cheaper even than the Yari Oshigaru. Yari Oshigaru, of course, are really good as well. You want to have a mix of the both. But yeah, Lone Sword Oshigaru are stupendously good. One thing unique about... Well, there's many things unique about the Ikuiki, but one thing that's important to know about the Ikuiki, just uniqueness, is their monks... when a Ikuiki monk makes a town rebel and the rebellion takes the town, you then get that town with all the units that took it. If you make a town rebel as any other clan, including the Otomo with their missionaries, if I make a town rebel as the Shimazu, it will just become a Buddhist rebellion. If that rebellion takes it, it'll just become a Buddhist rebellion town. If the Otomo do it with their missionaries, the same thing, except they're Christian rebels. But the Ikuiki, they actually get the town themselves, so that's something to keep in mind as well. Right, so diplomacy, we haven't got anyone to trade with or anything. That's normally the thing you do early on in the campaign. You immediately seek trade with as many people as possible. You are limited to either trading through land or through sea. Through sea, you only have so many depending on how many trade routes you have from your ports, which currently would be 0, but it's irrelevant because we haven't met anyone outside of land yet. So we have not really looked at the clan screen yet. So we have a couple of sons, which will come of age, and then they'll not be particularly important or anything. Generals in this game are not super unique, except of course when they level up, which then we'll get into leveling up the level up tree, which is very good in this game. And of course the retainers, every 2 levels, or level 2, 4, and 6, you get a retainer, which is basically you get a choice out of 2. And then yeah, we'll get into that one when that actually happens, which will be soon enough. So, shall we actually end the turn? I feel like I've done enough for talking for one turn. Any other questions, though? Feel free to ask. You get Ronin when playing as the Ikuiki. Yes, however, there is a specific... there is an event, a random event that sometimes happens, which will allow you to recruit Ronin. Or not recruit, you will get like a group of Ronin. But it's an event that happens like once every 5 campaigns or something. It's not very often that happens. Okay, so we've now got Osumi. I want to upgrade the farm here as well, and then I probably want to get my first Katana Sam. Alternatively, I could recruit another 2 units, which is also pretty good. Yeah, I think we'll just actually recruit 2 units. We'll get this guy over towards Osumi. Osumi's currently got free happiness, so you can already see right now if we were to move out our army, it would actually end up being -3. However, we're going to get +1 happiness from the resistance to invaders going away. This will go away until it's completely gone, but the more towns you have, the more it will stay. So let's say we have 10 towns. If I take the 11th town, it might actually keep an extra 1 or 2, and then after 15 towns, it might keep 2 or 3. It basically gets worse over time, but it doesn't come back anymore after you've already taken it. So this town will, once it's gone here, it'll never come back unless I lose the town again, of course. course. And we're also going to get +2 from culture, which is the sake then that'll be done next turn. So we can actually take this entire army out of here already. But I don't know what they've got in Hyuga, so I'm probably going to wait a couple turns to get some more units. Actually, I already have an archer, so let me just take an archer and a melee unit instead. But alternatively, I could recruit both of them here, which is even smarter, because I get no bonuses anyway. Because my Blacksmith doesn't give any bonuses to Ashigaru at the moment. So, I guess that's a whole other subject. Units. I don't want to go over too much right now, but there's essentially 3 tiers of units, and then a couple, like, unique ones. So, the 3 tiers are Ashigaru, Samurai, Warrior Monks. Ashigaru obviously being the lowest tier, but the best unit in the game, like I said before, technically is the Yari Ashigaru for its cost anyway, because it just outperforms what it's supposed to do essentially. Bo Ashigaru are pretty meh. Samurai units, you have, you know, anything from basically all the cavalry except for perhaps, well, yeah, even Great Guard are technically samurai. There's a unique unit for the Ikuiki, which is the Warrior Monk Cavalry, but that's again unique for the Ikuiki. But generally, all the cavalry is samurai tier. Although I would consider light cavalry Ashigaru tier because they're just a lot cheaper. They're also super useful, like I already expressed. We'll see that later on. And then you have a ton of infantry units like the Katana Samurai, the Naginata Samurai, the Nodachi Samurai, etc. And then you have the Warrior Monk tier, which is Bow Warrior Monks, Naginata Warrior Monks, Matchdog Warrior Monks, and then those unique, a couple unique ones as well. And of those ones, the Bow Warrior Monks are like top tier. They're insane. Best range unit in the game, bar maybe unique unit for the Chosukabe, which you only get if you use or if you have the Sengoku Jidai unit pack DLC. Again, there's a link in the description to must-have DLCs for Shogun 2 as well, so I would definitely recommend watching that if you're interested in getting some DLCs. I believe they're all 75% off right now as well, so... Okay. Rise of Samurai is bad DLC. Yes, Rise of Samurai is pretty shit. Don't get Rise of Samurai. That's like the only DLC I don't really recommend. Also, I did say before, I have a bunch of Follow Samurai keys to give away. There is Warrior Monk Cav, but they're only for Ikuiki. Do you like Empire? I mean, Empire Total War, I don't really, because I don't really like the era. I'm sure the game is fine, but... Make rebels conquer the whole map of Japan by making towns revolt. Only agents are allowed outside your starting province. I've actually done a similar thing with the Ikuiki, but then like actually having those towns, like a rebellion. Like I was only allowed to expand by rebelling. Rebelling, yeah. Are trade ships worth? Yes, 100%. You need trade ships to well, they are worth it if you can get these trade nodes. If you don't, then of course there's no reason to have them. Anyway. Someone asked about demoralization ability and what to pick there. How do you mean what to pick there? Because there is a demoralization ability for example, oh god, hold on. Actually, are they in Spear Infantry? No, because they're Naginata Infantry. What the fuck? No, not heavy. Oh, actually they are. So Naginata Warrior Monks have War Cry, which is the demoralization ability. I don't know if that's what that person meant. Which is really strong. I don't know if that was the question, but yeah, demoralization abilities are super strong. Also for generals, so for example, the Takeda, their daimyo, Takeda Shingen, he starts with an ability that essentially makes all units demoralized around him, or item units anyway. So that's really strong, but I don't know if that's what that person meant. Anyway, War Slaughter General Trade Tree. You mean like a retainer? Is there one in here? I can't even remember if there's one in here. I don't think so. Or unless it would be over here, but I never go into this tree because it's terrible. Wait, hold on, it's this one, isn't it? Yes, intimidating. No, I never go for this. Let's put it that way. So my level up is always 2 points in strategist. Then on level 2 you put level 3 you put the third point in strategist. You keep the fourth, you keep the extra point. Then on level 4 you put 3 points in infantry leader because it gives you stand and fight as well as a big old buff for your all infantry melee attack. And stand and fight is the most overpowered ability in this game. Basically always use it. Then on turn 5 or level 5, you put 1 point in here, 1 point in there, 1 point in there, and then level 6 you put 3 points in here because it gives you incredible upkeep production. That's my level up for generals, 100% of the time. Right, I should end the turn. I've got no money left, nothing else to do. How do you prevent enemy landing from sea? Basically, well, it's difficult in some cases. Let's go Bushido for the extra. No, you know what? I'm not going to do that. Let's go for Todofuken. We got to build a trade port. We haven't got the money for that right now. So there's no real foolproof way of doing it. In Fall of the Samurai there is, because in Fall of the Samurai you can actually make actual blockades with ships, like basically everywhere, because you don't take attrition. In Shogun 2, the only real way I generally do it is I don't do it early on, but like later on, let's say I own all the way up to here of Japan, I try and put like a half stack here and a half stack here, and then enemy navies that have units on them, generally only 1 or 2 ships. So they'll send their units around yours because they don't want to fight you, and then they'll end up like here. So you attack them with these guys, they flee over here, and then you attack them with the other navy, and then you can kill them off, and there's no problem. In Shogun 2, similar to Three Kingdoms, not in all recent Total War games I think, if you attack an army and they run away, and then you attack them again, and you win, then they die no matter how many of you kill of them. As long as they lose the battle, they die. And then there's also, of course, a cutoff point. I believe in Shogun 2 the cutoff point for units dying is like 8 or something for infantry. I can't remember. It's really low. It's like a 20th of the unit or something like that. Any tips on where to start for a player new to this kind of game? Yeah, Shimazu and watching this stream. Shimazu is like the easiest. Well, not the easiest, but yeah, maybe no. They're one of the easiest. They're the best beginning clan because you start in the corner and they're not like... Because the Date start in the corner up here, but the provinces here are huge. Whereas in Shimazu it's not... Or in Kyushu, this island is not too bad. Right, we have a decent army here, and I believe we can send the entire thing away. We have 8 units, and yeah, we have plenty of happiness. So I'm just going to go on the offensive here, I think. And start heading towards Hyuga. It is winter next turn, so we are going to start taking winter attrition. But that's okay. With my money... I'm going to build... I kind of want to save some money for that trading port because it is very important. I do want to start building some ships though. Because like I said, I want to grab these trade ports here as soon as possible. I can only build 1 right now, so that's what we'll do. I also kind of want to get a ninja because that allows me to start scouting out ahead. We also build some buildings, etc. That's all good. Tokugawa always die on turn 2 or 3 of this game. It just happens. They shuck. Because they start as a vassal and the Oda is generally better. Although I have heard a lot of people say on normal difficulty the Oda tend to die early on, whereas on legendary they almost always are one of the strongest clans in the game. So we can upgrade roads. Roads generally they increase movement speed, they increase replenishment rate. Tiers after that they start giving you wealth per turn, so definitely want to get them up to that level pretty soon, but I'm not too fussed about it yet because there's not a ton of movement to do. I think I just want to get a couple of units, so we're going to do that. Let's get a couple more Yari Shigaru for now. I do want to get some Katana soon though, especially because they are quite cheap. Maybe we'll start recruiting those. Oh. And then we have enough money left over. I could recruit 2, or I could get something else like a harbor, or I could save my money and then next turn I could definitely recruit or upgrade to the trading port, which will get me a lot of money later on. So I think that's what I'll actually do. I could perhaps recruit another unit, but if I recruit a ninja, we will be on... So we'll be on 431. So that would technically be enough money, 1,800 bucks. However, we do pay upkeep for the unit that we recruit. Oh, we're not recruiting a unit though, because it takes 2 turns to recruit. So yeah, we can do that. I'll get a ninja right now. So that's another thing about agents. They always start at level 1, but there are certain buildings in the game that allow you to recruit higher level agents. So for example, there's one here in Tsukushi. This is I can't remember the name of it, but it's like a tax building. Increases tax rate and also allows you to recruit higher level Metsukeis. For monks, it is the building down here. There's a couple of those across the map, of course. There's one down up. God, where's the other one? It's in here, but it's not showing. But yeah, there's one in this province as well. Anyway, and then for the ninja, it's this one here. So there's one in Omi, one in Iga, and then one in Ki. There's only actually 3 of those, and they're all here. There's none anywhere else on the map. And then there's a couple actual buildings. So this building, if you upgrade it all the way to the final level, it gives you +2 ranks for ninjas as well. For the monks, it's of course the monk building, the Buddhist building, and for Metsuke, it's the market. If you get that all the way to Kubunakara or whatever the hell it's called. Kobunakama, there you go. Close enough. Anyway, let's end the turn. Next turn we should be able to build that trade port.
This is a good
It's a good day.
A friendly visit, good conversation, and perhaps a profitable outcome
Via
for all.
Militara Clayton donated €5. Thank you so much. Hi, thanks for your broadcast. It was really cool to watch you pass for Takeda. Question, can you advertise the Shogun 2 tournament to which we opened the registration? Sorry for my bad English kappa. Sure. Just, I don't know what it... I haven't heard of this yet, so I don't know what to advertise, but there's apparently a Shogun 2 tournament going on. Can you send me... are you on my Discord? You can send a link there, and then I'll repost the link in the chat or something. Okay, let's get our ninja up this way first. We can put him in the army, increases our movement, but I kind of want to go scouting first, see if I can see anything. We are going to take attrition now because it's winter. Let's take him off the road. Fuck, I just move as far as possible. I have to go past him now, but that's okay. We'll still be able to get to the town next turn. Let's see if I can take on whatever is now. I can't even see them yet. Never mind. We'll be fine, I'm sure. So yeah, we got a ship now, with which we can either capture this right away or I can go over towards this one here, which is actually more over there, I think, if I remember correctly. Yeah, there it is. Alright, so that one's still free to grab. So we're going to try and grab this one down here too. Maybe even try and make a run for that one there. I don't think we can get much further up north for taking any more though. Oof, didn't realize that. I didn't think about that. If I build this ship, I actually can't build the trade port anymore. So, I think we're gonna have to just do that a little bit later then. I'll recruit another Katana Sam then. And then I guess we'll... if I build roads, I definitely, or anything else, I won't be able to build the trade port next turn. So I guess we'll wait a little bit longer again. Let's recruit another unit here as well. Another Yari Shigaru. Oh, let's get a Boy Shigaru. Alright. Haven't met any other clans yet, so I think we're for once actually gonna go through this turn a little bit more quickly than usual. Alright. So we are gonna take attrition because it's winter. Oh, they're actually coming out to attack us, so we're doing the battle before we take attrition, which is perfect. So they have two generals. They basically have the same army as us, except they have a light cav instead of a Yari Shigaru, which is totally fine by me. So this should be a fun little battle to showcase. Just a normal field battle, basically. Donkey, can castle wall going explosion? Yes, castle wall can going explosion. Yeah, they can explode, but only from certain weaponry. So, for example, the Kisho Ninja have firebombs, or firebomb furs, the firebombs too. They can blow up castle walls, and it's kind of painful. Hi, I just came here. How do I join the giveaway? I haven't actually, because so I don't quite know yet. Funny enough, I don't really know how I should give away these keys, because I have 8 to give away. But I haven't really quite figured out how to do it yet, so I should probably just be like randomly saying, "Lo, you win a game," or I could do the random number thing again. So I can say I have a number between 1 and 100, and then if someone guesses it, I'll give it to them. But again, I have 8 to give away, so it's going to be kind of rough. But I'll do that after the battle. Anyway, I'm gonna take this little hill that there is. I could run up here, but they'll get to that as soon as I do, so there's not really any point in doing that. Another thing in Shogun 2, forests are incredibly overpowered, like just stupendously strong. Oh yeah, okay, so we have this as well. I can show you that too. If we're in a defensive battle, we get these things. We can put them down, but generally I don't think it's worth doing. I'd rather just have an actual... because I can't put him... Let's say if I set up here in the forest, I can't deploy him anymore, and I'm going to be moving up here anyway, so there's really no point having them right now. But yeah, forests are stupendously good. They basically reduce fire, like range damage by a ton. It's a massively, like a significant difference in range damage that you take. So yeah, we're just going to sit up on this, I wouldn't even really call it a hill, but we're going to sit there and take our archers, put them there. I'm actually going to take them off fire at will. I'm going to put my generals further back, because what we can do here, because we're hidden in the forest, and everyone can hide except for your main general. So you'll see that even though we're in the forest, he isn't hiding, whereas these other ones, you can see they're kind of shifting between the icons. But he can never hide, so you can generally lure units over towards your general by just moving him further and further back, and then the enemy keeps like walking up, because all they can see is your general, so they just walk up into, basically almost into your melee line, and then they're like, oh fuck, we gotta charge, and it'll give them even less time to do any damage to their range units. Hello, I found your channel when I was looking for matchlock unit tips, and I like your videos a lot. Thanks! I'm new to Shogun 2. I've played Total War before, although I don't know exactly what are the benefits you get with your ships or on those European trade stuff, if you understood me. You mean like the trade notes? That basically like the incense and the raw silk, stuff like that? Is that what you mean? Basically put trade ships there. If you put any other ship there, you don't make any money off it. No one else can grab it while you have it though. So that's like you can basically just hold it. But you don't make any money from it until you put a trade ship on there, and then you start making a ton of money from it. Let's just shift over my arm a little bit here. So you can see in this game, as opposed to Free Kingdoms, I almost always walk my units, because in Free Kingdoms units don't get tired so quickly, but in this game they get tired real quick. So you gotta be real careful with that. Move up a little bit more actually. And also while I'm in the forest, if I start running they'll see me, whereas if I walk they won't, so definitely don't want to start sprinting. And also, yeah, it's actually both the generals that can't hide. I thought it was just the main one, but never mind, I was wrong. I was wrong! Move these guys just a little bit like that. Same goes for these boys. And then essentially we're just going to sit here. I'm going to take these guys off fire at will when the enemies are pretty close to us, because I don't want them to see these units first, because then they'll start shooting at them. And they are kind of in the forest here too, so a ranged battle would go fairly, you know, it wouldn't go bad, it wouldn't go great. There's just no real reason to do it. I'd rather just have them get into my melee line as soon as possible. And you can see I'm still not putting them in Yari Wall. I want to wait until they're almost here, because if I put them in Yari Wall, my men will just get tired for no reason. There's just no reason to have that happen. How do I siege? Don't. Almost always siege out the enemy. That's my, like, #1 tip in Shogun 2. Okay, so we've actually been discovered already. Didn't think it was going to happen that quickly. Which means you guys might as well actually start firing. And I'll get my generals up closer as well. So generals, I guess I can actually pause. I can do that now. In Legendary, you can't pause and still... well, you can't give commands. I can do it now, but I'm not going to. But yeah, generals have 2 abilities by default, which are Inspire and Rally. So Inspire is a single target buff, essentially. Increases morale a little bit, and makes them slightly better in melee. And reload rate actually increased as well. So you can do it on a range unit too, it actually buffs them too. And Rally is just a big ol' buff to morale for all units within it, which is actually a pretty big bubble. So you can generally get like almost an entire army with just one general. Both have pretty long cooldowns. I used to undervalue Rally like a ton. I used to basically never use it because I thought it was pointless. But I have now realized, let's put these guys in Yari Wall now. I have now realized that it's actually really solid, because it allows you, or it basically, even if your units are like just under max morale, so right now you can see we're still confident, but there's a time, like you can actually have slightly higher morale, like these generals you can see their bar is just like under 100% full, so you want to get it to that point, which means that I can actually just use a rally to increase morale a tiny bit more. And then they'll essentially fight better. And this guy's already fucking wavering as well, shaken. So a rally, you know, if I didn't do that, they would have maybe even been lower than that. So let's start and get my generals around now, start charging in the back. Although there's actually, that's a general right there. So let's try and get these guys to cover for that. And then I'll send my general in, and then we'll just fight a 2v1 essentially. And this is the light cav, so I gotta be careful of them. If someone light cav in there, my general will probably lose that fight. So we don't really want to take that at all. But generally, we'll be doing okay. We actually got charged here, so that's okay. I'm going to take them out of Yari Wall, otherwise they're just kind of slow and they're not doing anything. You've got to be real careful here, because their light cav are faster than my general as well, and I really don't want to fight this, but I don't have to. I'm going to turn them around now. Just send these 2 generals in there. Meanwhile, my main melee line is just doing fine. I don't really have anything to do with that. There you go. They're going to start charging in the back of my stuff, but it's not really too bothersome. I forgot how much units actually flank in this game. It's a lot more than I remembered. Anyway, so we have broken all their melee line essentially. Let's get these guys back as well. This has actually gone a little bit more poorly than I thought it was going to. But you can see the power of light cap, by the way. They just destroyed my unit there. We are destroying their Yari Shigaru and all the melee fights though, because that just makes sense. And then we have our 2 units fighting against this one general, which should hopefully be over soon as well. There goes that unit. I'll start charging up now with all my infantry lines. Hopefully this unit will go soon as well. And then when these, yeah, there we go. Start freeing up my my cav to go and attack them. Didn't honestly fight this one too well. There we go, killed the general too. Could probably blame it on me having not played for a while, to be fair. And also this forest, I can barely fucking see what's going on. So let's say that that's definitely the problem. Alright, so it could have gone better, but it's all good. Now I'll start flanking with my cav. And there's their other cav. We've already killed one of them. One other thing important to note about Shogun 2 is how to recognize the actual general in an army. So of course these guys all look pretty fucking identical. But there is one thing that sets the general himself apart. You can see him right there. So everyone's got a big old fucking balloon on their back, except for the actual general. Because apparently he doesn't need the protection from arrows in the back. So this is the general right here. And then the same goes for any other general unit. So right here, we could probably spot him somewhere. Well, I mean, it's going to be difficult anyway, because there's fucking tons of dudes, but there he is right there. So you can see he doesn't have a balloon on his back. And the balloon is, it doesn't actually do anything in-game. It just is there because it's an historical object, I guess. Those balloons were used to essentially catch stray arrows that were being shot in the back of a unit that had the balloon. Well, it would catch stray arrows, essentially. So when you're running or when the wind is blowing, the balloon will inflate. Is that the right word? I think so. And then if an arrow catches it, it gets slowed down so much that it doesn't penetrate the armor of the general or the unit that has it on anymore. So it is an actual historical thing. And then it's in the game as well, but it doesn't actually do anything specific in the game. Just because you have it doesn't make them better or anything. Face reveal stream. What the fuck? So a little bit difficult to understand what exactly is happening during a fight. Granted, this forest makes it hard, but what parts of the UI should I be looking out for? So one thing you can do is this button here. It's similar to other Total War games. It highlights all units. It goes away after a couple seconds, but you can essentially press that to kind of keep an eye on what actually is going on. I'm also not going to be able to kill the entire army here, but that's okay. There's still... Yeah, it's fine. She caught them as well. There's a unit over here. Is that worth killing still? You guys are chasing something apparently, but I have no fucking clue where it is. It's behind me. It's one guy. Okay, let's get out of here. Does Donkey OP battles, but this was crap. It was crap. What? How do you recognize a general and follow the samurai? You fucking don't, as far as I remember. I don't think there's anything that sets them apart. Yeah, that was a crap battle, but it's okay. The only thing that was really crap is that light cav kind of charged me. I forgot how much units flank in this game, apparently. We're still going to take some attrition because of the winter, but it's not going to be a problem. Hopefully they didn't recruit many units, so we can just take that with a cheeky auto-resolve. We've got our level up as well on our general, so we're going to take that. Put 2 points into strategist. The strategist gives us an extra 20% movement range, and on the next level up it gives us an extra 10% and 15% increase to general's influence radius. Not too important, but the movement range is just super important. And then we get a retainer, so this is where you get every like I said, level 2, 4, and 6, you get a retainer to choose from between 2. So we can get either +1 to Diamond's Honor. Is this not also +1 to Diamond's Honor? No, it's the lower chance of being assassinated, which is pretty irrelevant. Because I haven't had many generals assassinated in my almost 2,000 hours of playing this game. Diamond's Honor, like I said, super important. Generally though, if you play the game right, if you don't loot and do other things that reduce your honor by doing something stupid, you can generally get your honor up to like a 9 or 10, and 6 is the max, so you don't get anything for having 7, 8, or 9, or 10. But essentially it means that if you do something like looting, you don't actually lose anything because your honor goes from 9 to 8, which is still the max, so it doesn't matter. Early on, however, if I get a Daimyo's Honor, I generally tend to pick it because the sooner you get the 6 honor, the better. This guy will probably now be 6 loyalty, yeah, because we got +2 from Daimyo's Honor. But yeah, it's not super important. Alright, let me have you check out what's actually in here. Yeah, they didn't recruit anything, so we can just grab that with an auto-resolve and not lose anything, so that's all good. So we're going to go ahead and take Hyuga. Auto-resolve that. That's another thing right there that I actually didn't... So if you press the space bar, it's similar to other... Like with Free Kingdoms, I think it's R. And I think with Warhammer 2, I think it's R as well, Warhammer 1. But in Shogun 2, if you press the space bar once on the campaign map, You have to do this every time you load up a save again as well, but if you press spacebar, it'll then speed up all the action. So yeah, just moving your units around like this ninja. If I press spacebar, you'll see he moves slowly. If I press spacebar again, he starts running faster. And the same goes if I do an audible resolve on a battle. If you haven't pressed spacebar, they keep doing the animation. You see all the numbers dwindle slowly. If you just press spacebar, it does it instantly. So you don't have to waste any time waiting for that shit to happen. So we've encountered the Otomo now, and we've destroyed the Ito, so there go they. So we can now have a look at the Otomo. So we're currently not trading with them. And again, trade in this game is not considered like an actual agreement in terms of if you declare war on them, you become dishonorable. So you can actually trade with someone without any repercussions. You should also always try and ask for some money as well when you're doing this. You usually can, sometimes, depending on the resources you have, you can get a lot of money. Sometimes you get nothing, like perhaps that's going to happen right now. Yeah, it looks like we're going to get nothing from this. We get 10. Can I get 25? Can I get a 20? No, well, this is pathetic, but right, we get 20 bucks, it's fine. So this is the diplomacy in this game. It's pretty simplistic, especially compared to Free Kingdoms now. But yeah, there's a couple of things in the game that can make you a shit ton of money in terms of trade, and one of those is war horses. Well, actually, that's the main one. If you have war horses, it's an incredibly sought after resource for the AI. That if they don't have them, if they don't have war horses, they will pay you up to like 20 grand for a trade agreement, just for the chance of having trade with you, because that will give them war horses as a resource, and war horses are required to recruit cavalry. But the AI values them like crazy. I've had deals upwards of 20k for just starting a trade agreement, which will then also make you money over time, of course, as well. And the only thing that does that is the war horses. Right, so let's build a trade port now. I kind of want to recruit some more units because we are bordering. Actually, I need to recruit this or finish this castle first. We don't have an archery dojo here. Allows us to recruit bow samurai, but again, we have Buzen here with craftswork, so we want to recruit our bow samurai there because that'll give us increased accuracy for our bow units. And I just don't want bow samurai. I want to suck it in here so I can keep the happiness up. We also have our first Katana Samurai here, and then the next one's coming next turn. I'll send them over one at a time, that's fine. I'm in a rush to get these guys to the front line. Katana Samurai are super strong, especially with the buffs that we get from being the Shimazu as well. So we're going to grab this one now. So again, this isn't giving us any money, but once we get the trade port up, we start building trade ships, we are going to make money from those. So I'm going to send this ship up here. I'm going to try and grab that one too, and then I'll send the next ship that's being made over here. Although I haven't got the money to recruit another one. We're 3 Koku short. That's unfortunate. We did encounter the Shonu, but we can't trade with them because we have no naval trade agreements available. So yeah, we're 3 Koku short to recruit a... That's very annoying, actually. I think this is actually more important right now. I want to make sure I get those trade notes because they're going to make me so much money later on. So I'll actually cancel recruiting a unit for now. So that gives us just Katana Samurai, that's fine. There's nothing actually currently in Bungo, but they have to... No, they don't. They use that. They start with 2 towns, but I guess they lost this one already. Yeah, to the Shoni. Alright, there you go. Right. We have Todofuka next turn. Oh, right. My morale was so low because of Bushido. I totally forgot. I didn't have Bushido yet, so it actually does still feel pretty... Even on normal difficulty. Okay. There's nothing else to see, really. Any other questions I should probably look at real quick? Shogun 2 is better than Free Kingdoms. Discord links in the video description. Yes. Okay, let's give out some keys. I'm going to give out, like, 2 keys right now, because I haven't given out any yet, and I've been streaming for over an hour already. Total War Battles Kingdom is the best. Get the fuck out of here. Okay. So these are keys for Follow the Samurai. So if you already have Follow the Samurai, then please don't try and win one. This is basically meant for the people who just got Shogun 2 want to get Follow the Samurai as well. It's a great DLC. It's not even DLC anymore, it's a Saga game now. Anyway, so is this vanilla map? No, this is a mod that changes the look of the vanilla map to the one from Rise of the Samurai. It's in the description. All the mods that I'm using, none of them change gameplay anyway, but they're all in the description. So, there's a Doomstack for Shogun 2. Yes. Bow Warrior Monks.
This is
oh, shit.
Day.
It's a good day, apparently.
A friendly visit. Good
€3 from...
and
Oh, there it
perhaps
is.
a profitable
From
outcome for
Via
all.
Militara Clayton again. Hello, I invite you to take part in the tournament of Shogun 2 in 3 disciplines to choose from. Clan Wars, Classic 1v1, I'm assuming that means. Emperor of Japan, Fall of the Samurai Avatar 1v1, or Unified of Japan Vanilla 1v1. All information on clancommunity.ru. Okay, so let me repost that a couple of times. So there's a tournament going on here. So if you are interested in playing a Shogun 2 tournament, then feel free to check that out. Like Camera General Assistance, yes. Okay, so let's give out some keys. So I'm gonna have a number between 1 and 100. Actually, I'll have 2 numbers because I'm giving away 2 keys. Let me write them down for myself because I'm gonna fucking forget. So I'll write down. Okay, I've written down 2 numbers. Everyone gets to guess once. Please, mods, also make sure no one's like spamming numbers or something. I'll keep an eye on myself as well. A number between 1 or 2 numbers between 1 and 100. The first person to guess the right number will get a key for Fall of the Samurai, which I'll give away on my Discord. Did you remember the Bitchkoku? Oh, shit, the Bitchkoku. That's a reference. I have a T-shirt design or a merchandise design of the Bitchkoku. Anyway, oh god, hold on. Oh fuck, it's going so fast. Oh Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus. Okay, hold on. I need to scroll up and actually keep track of this. I didn't realize it was going to go so fast. Okay, Thomas Mannens got one of them. And the second number... Oh, shit. I've lost fucking track. This is not a good way to fucking give out a key, as it turns out. I've just now realized. Ben Jackson got the second one. The numbers were 46 and 72. So Thomas Mannens and Ben Jackson, if you guys could kindly join my Discord in the description. There's a link to it in the description. If you join that and then send me a DM, and then I'll get you your key after the stream. So that's 2 keys given away. I have 6 more. We'll do those in a bit. Right, anyway, I think it's time to end the turn. We haven't got much else to do, so let's end this shit. There goes the Otomo. But actually, there goes the Saga, which we were trading with. Sagara, sorry. Also, these little fuckheads just took my trade note that I was trying to grab. So I guess you're going to go back and grab this one instead then. Make sure we actually have that one. And then you are going to go on a bit of an adventure over there. I'm pretty sure we're not going to get that one, but it's worth trying at least. So yeah, the Sagara are gone. We got our Katana Sam, our second one. And we built a ship. Right, so... I am kind of considering maybe attacking them right away. There is an army of theirs right there, but if they have 5 units, I could easily recruit enough units here to hold them back. So I'm not too fussed about that. I'm going to keep sending you guys forward though, because even like 3 units will be able to hold them here. And then hopefully I can be able to get the trade node as well at some point. So let's get my ninja up first. Kind of have a look. Could try and assassinate this missionary as well. I think that might not be a bad idea. We need to build a sake den here and have a look at how happy we are. So we have 4 happiness here. We're going to get... We need to think about 2 turns from now, right? Because the first turn of... Sorry, unhappiness doesn't actually matter. So in 2 turns we're going to have 6, 7, 8. We actually do have that. Actually, it's 3 turns from now technically because... No, it is 2 turns from now. Anyway, so 8 happiness. We have 8 units here, so we can actually move out the entire force. We are a little bit wounded though, so I could also do a little bit of replenishment, but I could probably attack this before their army even arrives, so that's what I'm kind of considering right now. Although I don't know what else they have in terms of units, but I feel like there's not going to be anything else. Let's try and assassinate this guy. There we go. That's 15 experience for him, so 2 more turns of doing nothing and sitting in the town will get him leveled up. I'm going to send this guy over anyway, I think. Let's see, can I recruit? Yeah, I can recruit 2 of these boys. Or 1 Katana Sam. No, I'm gonna send him over. I'll recruit Katana Sam actually, and I'm not gonna declare war on him yet. That's what I'll do. I'll put my army here on the border. Kind of tempted to send him back, just so I have an actual general leading the second army. Not a bad idea, actually. I'm going to do that. Send them through units. Another big fucking tip, that is. Same goes through moving through towns. So you've seen me do it already, actually. Just by default, because it's in my mind to do that, so I never have to think about it anymore. It's just a thing that I do. But basically, if you have units that are going towards the front line, you have to go around towns or through towns. Always move him through towns, because you can see right now, if I try to move him back to Satsuma, he can't get there in a single turn, not even close, because he has to run around this town. And this is also just a small bit that has to run around. But he doesn't go over the road, and he has to move this extra bit of movement. Whereas if you go through the town, it basically, it essentially counts as a not moving at all, even though you go from here to there. It's just a teleport, essentially. And you don't have to waste moving around the town where there's no road, which actually slows you down significantly. You can see if I move, let's take this unit here. If I move through here, I can get to there. Actually, I can't really show it here because it's not really the right example. But basically, going through forests and off-road is just super slow. So yeah, always move your units through towns is a big old tip. And through units as well, but I can't quite get that guy right there. And I'm going to move these guys up to there. Hopefully I can still reach in a single turn. I'm not sure if I can, though. I feel like I might be able to. If I can't, there's another tip even, that you can always, if you can't quite reach, but you can get your general actually has more movement than the rest of your army. So let's say I could only get to here. That would be in reinforcement range of the town if I can attack it with someone else. So I leave my army there, I take my general out, he can attack the town, we take the town, and then I can move my unit back into the general, my general back into the army, or leave him there, or whatever. But either way, the army would then reinforce when I take the town. So that's a big old tip as well. Right, I think that's all for now. Again, we built a ship. Congratulations to our shipbuilders, they've done it. What a feat. What's your favorite DLC clan? DLC clan, Ikwiki for sure. The Ikwiki were my second favorite clan after the Takeda anyway, so mounting and resting Hyuga. But again, doesn't matter, because next turn we're getting extra 2 happiness from the culture and 1 happiness from that, so we're going to be on 3 happiness there anyway. So again, I'm running him through instead of just running him around the town. It's just so much slower. So you are going in there, and then you're running through towards him. Thanks for all the subs, guys. Okay. And then you guys are going to go run towards Hyuga. And then this army is going to go attack Bungo. I think we're going to just try to declare war on them. I'll just do that by... actually, let me see if they have any allies. I doubt it, but... yeah, they only have trade partners, which are me. But again, trade isn't considered a... like, there's no downsides to declaring war on them. So we're going to go take Bungo, which is a nice town to have, because it starts... although it doesn't help us, it starts with a Namman trade port. Which actually allows us to recruit imported Master Kashigaru, so we could get gun units basically right now, once the castle's been fixed. But the problem with that is that a Namman trade port will slowly increase Christianity. You can see there, converts to populist Christianity, plus 3.5 religious zeal, which we can see here. Well, we have the church as well, that's 1.5 I'm guessing. Yeah, so we have 5.0 against 0.5 from Buddhist-owned province, which is just like we are Buddhist, so we always get a 0.5 bonus everywhere in any town that we own, or any other clan that is Buddhist. So basically, you can see even if I remove this, it would still be 3.5 against 0.5, which means that it would just go positive, like it would just get more and more Christian, but it's already 100%, so it doesn't get more Christian, but it doesn't go down towards Buddhist, which is what we need, because if it stays Christian, it's eventually going to be minus 10 happiness from Christianity or from non-clan religion. So you want to make sure that if you're Buddhist, you make your town Buddhist. So while it would be kind of cool to have some imported Master Kashigaru, I want to remove this building as soon as possible. Again, I could also build trade ships here and such, but I'm not that bothered about that right now. So, we also got the Brave trait for our daimyo, so nice, plus 1 morale for all of our units. So let's go see where that army of theirs is, because they... oh wow, they actually own... oh no, never mind, that's a Shoni. Sorry, their fucking color looked very similar. Actually, well, it's both blue, but it looked similar because all my flanks are in the way. Anyway, there's the army right there. Hello. I'm gonna move you back in here because I actually wanted to level up, and any agent that's sitting inside of a town or an army will get free passive experience basically. So if I have him just sitting in somewhere for 2 turns, he's gonna level up to level 2. So that's gonna be good. Ninjas level 1 are pretty damn useless. I mean, we killed a missionary just now. It's basically, between the agents, it's rock, paper, scissors. Metsukeis are good against ninjas. Ninjas are good against monks. And monks are good against Metsukei. And then they're okay against themselves, essentially. But a Metsukei is going to have a very hard time getting rid of a monk. And a monk's going to have a very hard time getting rid of a ninja. So, since that was a missionary, which is essentially a monk, we had a pretty good chance against him. And we succeeded. And we get 15 experience for succeeding. Another easy way to level up ninjas is actually by just sabotaging, like, well, I can't show it now, but like low-level buildings around the province, or like castle walls are okay as well, but yeah. Anyway, so they're actually coming that way, so we can probably just, well, I don't know, they might change their mind now since we've already killed them, or sorry, taken this town. They might turn back and do something else, but if they don't, we're going to build an army here and just attack from that way. So I have a little bit of money left over. I do want to build a couple more Katana Sam, so I'll do that. Do I have any money left over for anything else, though? I don't think I do. No. In that case, I think I'll recruit another unit. Or 2. I can get, and not, no, I can't actually, because we lost our call to arms bonus now. I guess I could get another ship. I also need to make sure I move you up. It's a bit risky, because we know they have ships over there, so they could actually... Oh, no, they haven't got any more. Well, let's try and take that, then. I wonder where they went. And now I probably won't build any more ships though. Although I guess I need some ships at some point to actually defend my own place as well. I can't be bothered to build that right now. It's too expensive. Let's not build you, because I want to recruit. Or let's not recruit you. I want to build a building instead. I need to get some roads now because our roads are a bit behind. So I think we're going to get the one in Hyuga. It's the biggest province we have in terms of how much running we have to get to the front line, or do to get to the front line. And then I'll recruit a how many Boashigaru have we got in here now? I think 4. We have 3. No, we only have 3. Wait, what the? So I have 2 there and then 1 here. So I need to get 1 more up there at some point. Okay, let's get one in Hyuga and then send him up that way too. Okay. Sounds bueno. Is Thunderbolt's Cav still one of the most strongest units in the game, SmartDonkey, or did it change? Well, there's no patching anymore, so whatever was the case 2 years ago or 5 years ago is still the case now. Is Rise of Samurai worth it, or is it bad? In my opinion, it's really bad. Fall of Samurai is much better. I mean, to each their own, but how do I enter the giveaway? I just give them out periodically. Just stick around. I gave away 2 just now. Anyway, how do I enter the giveaway? Just fucking answer, you little bastard. Anyway. Some more Otomo ships. Not too fussed about them. Okay, their army didn't come towards us, so I'm guessing they went back to Higo, or they're going to attack us here, but that's okay. Right, so we don't really want to go for that yet. I think I want to go for Zen first, the extra happiness now. And then I want to build some more roads for sure. Next turn we're going to have our trade ships available. So you are going to be able to grab this now, right? Oh, they are still there then. So they must have lost the trade ship, because they had a trade ship, because I saw they had a trade route thingy with Jake from there, but never mind. We'll head up this way after all then. That was my original plan. There might be ships there as well, but I have no idea. I might as well try it out. Okay. We're still making a good amount of money, so I could build or recruit another Katana Sam. I think I will. This second army is going to be stronger than the first one. At this rate. Okay, we'll get you over there. Basically, everyone's going to go to Bungo. So that's a messed up. Alright. And then we're going to build a Sakeden here. I actually would consider building a Buddhist temple instead, because I need the happiness here. I need the religious conversion here, because now we are going to go down, but it's going very fucking slowly. The problem is I can't build that until I have Zen, which I don't have yet, because that's right there. So I think we're going to just build a Sakeden after all. Then we have no money left. What did I do? I built the Sakeden and okay, I guess that is a decent amount of money. Right. We're going to get another Yari-Yashigaru here. And we can't go on the offensive here for a little while, because we definitely have a big problem in terms of happiness here. We got free happiness coming in from the culture and that mastery arts from Zen. But then this is going to go up until probably 9 points, because by that time we'll have reduced it a little bit. But yeah, we're going to have a hard time getting out of here. So I think the second army is actually what's going to be attacking. So you know what? Let's recruit this army here, this unit here, and go on the offensive from there instead. We can trade the Shoni. Again, there's no reason... well, they don't want to, but there's no reason not to for as long as we want. They don't even want me to marry their daughter. Wow. Never mind then. No daughter marrying for me. Okay, well that's basically all I got. So, let's end the turn. Before I go, just have to say thank you for making good tutorial / ranking videos. I got Shogun 2 just 2 days ago and I'm still confused by many things. Have a good time. Thanks, dude. And I will just watch more of the stream later on if you get a chance. I'm basically just trying to answer as many questions as possible. Not that I've been reading many questions lately. Your clan's overviews are the best Total War content on YouTube. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. Alright, our ninja ranked up. I wanted to keep him in there for one more turn. That's why. So we are going to put a single point into Saboteur. And I'm going to save my other point. The reason for this is because, in my opinion, the ninja's most useful thing, most useful action, is sabotaging armies. And if we save our point now, it means we have 3 points to spend when we get to level 3. And we can immediately max out misdirection, which gives us an extra 4 points, or it gives us 4 points in sabotaging armies. If I don't do that, sorry, my neck. If I put the point somewhere else right now, I can only put 2 points in and I get +2. So I get double the bonus for that final point, basically. So I want to save the last point and max this out immediately. Because sabotaging armies is super useful. So we can either get +1 subterfuge when assassinating, or 10% chance that the ninja will avoid detection when unsuccessful, which is definitely better. For ninjas and agents in general, no, for ninjas in general, you often want to go for the thing that leaves you undetected, or a higher chance of escape after failing, or something along those lines. Alright. So the army has actually fucked off elsewhere, so it must have gone this way then, surely. Or not. Maybe it's on the offensive going north, because I don't know where else it could possibly be. There's no way it would have been over here already, because they were there. There's no way they could have made that in a single turn. Which means we could easily attack this right now and have a pretty good time, but unfortunately, since we don't have happiness, we can't actually really go on the offensive there. I guess I'll recruit a couple more units, but we can now recruit trade ships, so we're going to do that immediately. I'm also going to try and take this now, see if it's occupied yet. It is by the damn Otomo. I don't know what ship that is. It's probably a Bokuboy. Let's find out. Oh no, it's a trade ship. Nice. Let's just take that out. Oh, and I captured it. Haha, money. There you go. So now we're making 348 from just having that right there. That was pretty convenient. I hate naval battles, so I almost never fight them. That's just me though. I'm not saying fighting naval battles is a bad idea. It generally isn't. It's probably better than actually auto-resolving them, but I fucking despise them, so I almost always auto-resolve them. Auto-resolve them. Yeah, that was convenient, because that gave us an actual trade immediately. That's a lot of money right there. What did I say? What did I say once? Did I say no marrying daughters for me? And you said it's son marrying for you. You son of a bitch. Oh man, we can actually make the non... Yeah, I don't know why I was confused about that. Of course we can. Hold on. So one other building that's very important to remember to build as well, or one research to unlock, is Heaven and Earth, which unlocks the encampments. The encampments are a very important building. A lot of people always ask me questions about this, because they ask me how I get golden upgrades on my units. So for example, you can see right now we have bronze on the melee and armor. So if I were to upgrade this one to the armor one and then upgrade it fully, we get free armor for all my units, but that's still only silver. So people ask me constantly, how do you get gold? The answer to that is the encampment building. So the encampment upgrades to either an armory, a barracks, a hunting lodge, a jujutsu dojo, or a proving grounds. And the most important ones of these are the armory, which gives you an extra +2 armor. So that is how you would get gold and armor, by upgrading the blacksmith fully, and then this one to armor as well. The hunting lodge for your range units, +5 accuracy, really good. The jujutsu dojo, I can't fucking pronounce that, jujutsu dojo, for the +2 melee attacks. If you're going for melee attack, that's how you get gold on melee attack. And the Proving Grounds for 5 charge bonus for your Cavalry, although honestly, +2 melee attacks possibly better. But if you want to get golden charge bonus, then you need Proving Grounds. Honestly though, I tend to mix and match a little bit. I often go for the +2 armor from this and then the +4 melee attack from the Blacksmith, or vice versa. But I tend to find that's better because kind of awkwardly, the armor upgrade maxed out here is +3, but if you go for the weaponsmith, it's actually maxed out at +4. So you can get +4 here from the weapon or melee attack and only +3 armor, whereas the encampment building is +2 armor or +2 weapon or melee damage, melee attack. So it's +2/+2 or +4/+3. So you kind of, if you get what I mean, kind of explained that poorly, but hopefully you understand. Another small little advice thing I can give you here. This guy can't. You can see he still has movement left over. There's a little bit yellow around him, and he's standing around. A little bit of a glitch. I don't think why it works that way, but you can take your army outside and then pop him back in, and then you can carry him inside. Basically, it's what I always say. Like, just carry that man inside. It's what I always say. Oh, I still hear me saying it. Anyway, so I want to upgrade these roads because that's going to be pretty important now. Upgrade. So this one's already at roads. You can upgrade this to a harbor, get another port. This is one of the unique buildings here, similar to how a blacksmith is unique to certain provinces. We have the merchant colony here, which is essentially either increased accuracy or increased experience for your ships or extra trade income. I tend to go for the experience one, but I'm not too fussed about that. It's like the least important building we have to build right now. I think we're going to just build the roads here. There's only a tiny bit of road in this province that we actually use consistently, but it's still worth doing anyway. And then I'll recruit a couple of, actually one extra unit. No, I can get 2. So we'll take 1 there and 1 here. Because I do want to get out of here soonish, and I'm getting quite a few units in here, so maybe I'll be able to actually leave this place and never come back. Can I trade with you yet? We can now trade with them. Well, in that case, I will. Will you pay me some money for this? Perhaps. You will indeed. Okay, not that much though. 200 perhaps. What do you say to that? 200 bucks. Alright, sounds good to me. I'll take 200 bucks. And that's where someone earlier said, have you talked about the bitch koku yet? That's where the bitch koku comes from. Usually if I can't make any money from someone, I always ask them from 1 koku, just to show that they're willing to pay for that trade, which makes them the bitch. Hence the bitch koku. I've had so many fucking people subscribing, but it's not showing up on my dashboard, so I can't say thank you to these people specifically. Let me refresh it and see what happens. No, it still doesn't show up. Not sure why, but either way, everyone who's subscribing right now, thank you so much for subscribing. Anyone who hasn't subscribed yet is enjoying the content, please feel free to do so. I have a stupendous amount of Shogun 2 stuff on my channel. You can see my YouTube icon is a fucking samurai donkey. You know, my channel was all about Shogun 2 for the longest time, and I still play it from time to time, and I will be playing it more in the future. Okay, so I could move out of here with a couple of units already, but I think we'll wait until these ones arrive and then build a bit of an army and actually take out the best units. Take a couple of Katana Samurai to be able to mess them up, because they don't seem to be recruiting anything in here right now. Actually, their castle's still fucked, which is surprising, I gotta say. Unless they just... No, they took that last turn, didn't they? Let's all want peace. I'm not surprised. But I am not interested, thank you. Why Fall of Samurai is not on the Steam page? It's now a Saga game, so I don't know if you're looking at DLC, because it's its own game now. Alright, we got a trade ship. We're going to pop that one in here immediately. 1301 up to 1547, so... see how much money that makes us immediately. There is diminishing returns though, so the more ships you put in, the less money you actually make. And of course you're also paying upkeep, so you got to keep in mind that at a certain point, sometimes it's not even worth even having trade ships, because you're paying so much upkeep for them, and you kind of need a navy next to it to protect them as well. Otherwise they just get taken out by any old navy or fleet. So, right, let me just make absolutely sure they're not here yet or not. Okay, so let's head back towards Higo. Kind of hang around there. So there's a dude there. 24% chance of assassinating him, not worth it. I already have a decent chance of doing some sabotage, but it costs money, and we don't really need to spend money on that right now. They fixed the castle up. I kind of want to wait 2 turns for them to make this horse breeder thing before I attack them, to be honest. It'd be very kind of them to build that for me. Alright, carry this man inside. There we go. So that gives us 2 Katana Samurai here. We can take out 7 units, although this is still going up, and that's no longer... Well, that's still going down for now, but it's not going down forever. But Zen's coming in. We can actually, yeah, we can take out a fair amount of units from here, I think. We should be okay. So, what are we going to build? How many units have I got here now? I've actually got... I could send all these units up here as well, because I'm pretty sure they've lost their army. I don't know where it could have gone. I don't know. I really don't know. So I'm going to actually send this entire army up this way as well. We're going to attack with the full force, the full might of the Shimazus going towards them. And then I'm going to build a harbor here and a harbor here. And that leaves me no money to recruit stuff, but that's okay. Keep our money up. Am I recruiting a trade ship though? That's definitely the most important thing I am. That's good. And in fact, I have enough money to queue up another one, so let's do that right away so I don't forget next turn. Okay. Sounds bueno. Let's continue onwards. A War of Bride for our newest son. He just came of age. That's... wow. That was... he didn't fucking wait around, did he? Okay, so we can get a cunning wife. Minus 5% chance to the character's... or minus 5% to the character's chance of being assassinated. I mean... it's alright. It's not fantastic. There's definitely better ones out there, but there's worse ones. Yeah, let's just take a wife. Take a wife. Alright. We are going to go... I do kind of need these ones at some point soonish. But I think we're gonna go for equal fields first, or maybe tax reform. Let's get equal fields. Let's get some equal fields real quick. Alright, so there's our trade ship. I'm gonna pop that one on there. Not right now, but soon. We're already making a new one because we queued that up last turn. Okay, they are recruiting some units here now, so I need to send over a little army from here as well, but that was our plan anyway. So I think we're gonna send out... I'll send out like 6 or 7 units, so we should be okay with that. So we have only Katana and... okay, so we'll send out the archers from here. So we'll take that as an army, because I need to send out enough that we don't actually get killed by them, because they could easily take me on as well. Take on me. Okay, so they're gonna build that up. The horse breeders, and the next turn we're gonna attack that with this entire force, and then that'll be great. I'm going to leave my son and heir here, because he might as well bring over units to the front line when I want to. We have enough money to... okay, so we got all the roads upgraded now. Yeah. So I guess I could either do this, or I could start upgrading the castle. But I think we'll just upgrade some more roads. It's... well... I'll get these ones, because we're going to be traveling that way now. And also, this is our main recruitment hub, or yeah, our main recruitment hub, so we'll be sending a lot of units out of here, so it definitely makes sense to upgrade those first. Foist, okay. We also really should have a ship over here for when the Atomo die next turn, so we can grab that immediately. Because if we wait, they could attack me actually, it could be rough, but that might be 2 trade ships, so we might be okay. But yeah, if we wait and we are too late, then this ship will just grab it, and then we lose out on that, so that would suck. Shoni aren't on the way, so that's all good. Let's have you start checking out where all the Shoni units are, because so far it doesn't look like they have many. I don't know what the fuck's going on there, but I guess there's normal difficulty. I'm just not used to playing on this difficulty. It's plebish difficulty. 2 keys are gone, 6 remain. Yeah, I'll give another 2 in a minute. I don't really like Feudal Samurai. Feudal Samurai is fucking great. What are you talking about? Okay, so let's end the turn. When are the next keys revealed? Asking because I'm gonna have to leave after like 20 minutes or less, and I'm one chance to win soon. The numbers were 46 and 72 just now. The numbers, Mason. What do they mean? I don't want peace of you. You can go F yourself, my friend. Oof, there's a Shoni army. Wait, no, that's the Auchi army, isn't it? They're from over there, so they could be problematic. Alright. Build ourselves a ship. You're definitely going to have to jump on that. I wonder if... no, they weren't on the way to that, for sure. You are going to start heading up towards this one. Haha. We encountered the Auchi. So that's them right there. Can we trade with them? We can. Do we want to trade with them? Well, they don't want to trade with me. They're allied to the Shoni, so yeah, we attack the Shoni. We're going to get attacked by them as well. They might be currently on the way to land out at the Atomo lands, though, so we're going to grab that first. So let's send in the army. I might be able to auto-resolve this. I won't want to fight it if I can't. It's decently far in my favor. I think I'm going to take some damage here. We do have Katana Samurai. I kind of want to fight this one, but if I siege them out, we're going to take attrition. They're not going to sally out. So we're just going to fight. We're just going to auto-resolve this one. Yeah, lost 229 men. It's nothing. Took the town for free. So yeah, we're going to take that. Now we have superior war horses, which would be really good for trade. The Ottoman are dead, so we can now grab that trade route. Perfectly timed. So yeah, we can now. They would normally now take trade with me, and they would probably pay me handsomely for it. However, actually they'll still take my trade. However, they own Suo, so they actually have war horses themselves. So they won't pay me ludicrous amounts for it. Plus, it's early game, so they probably wouldn't anyway. But normally they would pay me a lot of money for this, but now not so much. I'll still take it though. Although I'll lose it again next turn or the turn after when I declare war on them even. I wonder if they'd do that. Oh, they would as well. But no. I guess, hold on. Would you break your alliance with the Shoni? That could help. Oh, they would. Wow, that was... And then... Okay, I don't want to be allied to them, but that's pretty funny. I can make them break their alliance with the Shoni, which means that if we attack the Shoni soon from now, they're going to no longer join in. In this game, alliances are pretty... like when you have an alliance, if I were to declare war on someone, they have an ally. That ally basically 100% of the time jumps in as well against me. So you got to be careful. Anyway, let's repair that. I am gonna keep the warrior stables here because we want to recruit some light cav for sure. If we build a katana, so well, I guess a Yari dojo, then we could actually get Yari cav as well, but they're a bit too expensive for what we need right now. Light cav will do the trick early on easily. I'm going to upgrade the roads here, actually. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm going to get one more Katana Samurai. We have 4 right now, but basically our entire army is going to consist of them soon enough. I'm going to send this man to lead the force in Bungo. And then we're just going to send this army up and attack more. But we'll have to wait a little bit. We're not going to have the happiness from... the Sakiden, because we're not going to build a Sakiden here since we already have the warrior stables. I will build a Sakiden here soon though. I probably want to get like 4 cav and then I'll get rid of it. Because I do want to make money. Higo is a pretty good money making province as well. They have a Metsuke here, which is dangerous. They can easily take out my ninjas, so I'm probably going to run you back home. Yeah, I mean I want to do some scouting, so I guess I'll keep him around. Let's just scout the rest of this area and then head back. Alright. Right, let's give out some more keys. They've been able to use light cav effectively. Just send them into an enemy general and laugh. That's the way you use them. Light cavalry are general assassins, basically. Okay, I'm gonna write down 2 more numbers real quick. Trying not to like look at my keyboard too much so you don't know what I'm typing, and also not how many keystrokes I'm using. Okay, I have 2 numbers written down. The first... Okay, so this is for all the samurai, to clarify. First people to guess these numbers, you only get 1 chance. Again, mods, please have a look. I'll keep an eye out as well. First people to guess the numbers will win a key for Follow the Samurai. Okay, I'm going to look at the chat. Oh, there goes 1 already. Herng Ye Tan. Sorry, that was... probably butchered your name, but you got the first key. Second one so far, not yet. It's between 1 and 100, Jonathan Cornu. Oh, 1 got very close. Only 1 chance, yeah. Unless no one gets it, in which case everyone gets to go again. Not yet. Oh, Daniel's got the right idea, but not quite. So close. 1 next to it. Oh my god. Surely 100 numbers have been mentioned by now. I've seen the number next to it. Oh, that's a dead giveaway right there. The number next to it. Oh my god. There it is. Guillermo. Oh god, his name is going away. Guillermo Lopez. You've got it. It was 17 and 100. I guess saying between 1 and 100 makes it kind of difficult because then it's not between 1 and 100, it's 100. But I'm assuming you guys let me off. So the two who won that key, please check the description. There's a link to my Discord. Everyone is welcome on Discord, by the way. But yeah, check the link. There's a link to the description. Check the description. There's a link to my Discord. Join that and then send me a DM, and then I'll give you your key after the stream. You had the right idea of one, yeah. It was the opposite one, though, or yeah, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, continuing on with the campaign. I'm gonna end the turn for now. Alright, ouchie, make your way back home. So I said 99. Yeah, that's why I said I saw the number next to it come by several times. The number next to it was a dead giveaway because I could have said the numbers next to it, but there's only one number next to it. Well, I mean, there's two technically, but you know what I mean. I think this is the fairest way of giving away keys. And the easiest for me as well. I don't have to ask any crazy questions and answer and read like a billion answers. Income from Bungo. Great. Fantastic. How's Bungo doing? Yeah, so it's actually, this is going away one more time and that's going up. So it's actually going to be 0 happiness next turn, and then it's going to start being -1, -2. So we need to possibly recruit another unit in there or two. But we'll sort that out later. Later. We have 11 happiness. That's going up one more time. That's going down. Okay, I'm going to recruit a couple units here. But we're getting the light cap here, so I guess that's okay. And then I think we're going to just move up to the border, and then I should be able to reach Houston in a single turn from there. So let's take... I can move out 8 units for now. 9 if I'm recruiting a unit. Yeah, let's do that. Let's take... let's take that. Let's leave the 2 archers. I'm going to move up to the border. That hopefully means I can reach next turn in a single turn. Should be able to. Okay, so this is -1 happiness, but it'll be actually be +1 next turn. Because this is going to stay on -1, but we're recruiting a unit to make it 0. 0! I want one more of you guys, and then I want to build some buildings. But what buildings might one build? Roads are no longer as important, but they still give me increased wealth, so always good in general. I do want to upgrade my town here because I want to start recruiting more units in this area, in this region here. So we'll do that. Of course, that reduces our food when it's done, which will in turn reduce our income. And I want more trade ships. That's the most important thing right now. Okay, so we actually have all 4 of the trade nodes. We're not making money from one of them. Just the one over there. I'm also going to take my ships that aren't actually naval ships out. Ooh, that was weird. Just so I keep track of how many units or how many ships I actually have in the port itself. Making almost 3 grand now. Pretty good shit. That's that good shit. So we can't get out of here and attack. Would be nice if we could do a pincer movement, attack all towns, but not going to happen for now. I'm going to move you here. Let's move you over here. It's fine. Should I upgrade all castles eventually? No, definitely not. So I talked about this at the beginning of the stream, so I'd recommend watching that back. But a very quick explanation is upgrading castles reduces your food supply. Food supply, every single food that you have, surplus increases your wealth by 1 in every single province in the entire, like every single province that you own. And wealth in turn is of course income. So basically upgrading a castle reduces your wealth in every province by 1 every single turn. So it has a pretty drastic effect making a castle. A lot of people often ask me why I don't upgrade all my castles, and yeah, it's because of that. Basically the only castles you upgrade are the ones where you're going to have like your recruitment hubs, and the ones where you're going to put Metsukeis. And again, I talked about that pretty heavily in the beginning of the stream, so I'd recommend watching that back. But yeah, money is made by using Metsukeis. Once we get Tsukushi and we have the school, we're going to start recruiting Metsukeis ourselves at level 3, and we're going to start pumping them and making loads of money from them. Anyway, once again, I think we're done. Let's end the turn. I'm a little bit scared actually because they have quite a bit of naval presence, so if I Ooh, what happened to that army in there? If I let them be, they'll actually be able to take over my trade stuff, but if I kill them off, then I'll be able to take it back again. There's our light calf. Cool. Got our ship, war declared between the Date and the Uesugi. This only happens when there's major clan wars, obviously, because we haven't seen a single one of these yet before now. But yeah, only when there's major wars. You're gonna head in here, and then I'm gonna recruit another one. Okay. Then we're gonna attack the Shoni. Let's see if they're allied to anyone yet. I'm assuming they haven't re-established any alliances. No, they're trading with me. That's it. That's all good. Let's go take Hizen. That's mine now. Thanks, friend. Lost one man. The general himself. Our daimyo has fallen. Alright, we're now noted. So this is basically telling us about our fame in the world. It will give you, like every quarter, it gives you a notification that you've reached another quarter, essentially. So note it, and then whatever it calls you after that. Once you get to a full bar, you trigger Realm Divide, which means that it's basically you against the world at that point. It turns into a This is Total War campaign. The entirety of Japan declares war on you. Vassals declare war on you. Allies declare war on you. Everyone declares war on you. So it's basically a quick way to get yourself fucked. But that is what it is. So basically, before you trigger Realm Divide, you got to make sure you're in a really good position to be able to deal with it. Right, repair that. This has got all the right buildings already, which is perfect. I'm going to take the ninja. I'm not going to recruit the Metsuke, because we're going to be able to recruit Metsuke's at level 3 once we get Tsukushi and upgrade the school to a magistrate. Because there you can see +2 rank for Metsuke's recruiting in this province. James is snoring in the background. As is his prerogative. Being a dog. A dog. Alright, so no longer getting non-clan religion, this is still going away, so we are going to get some happiness. I'm actually going to send this Cav out. Slightly risky in leaving him there. Actually, I'll pop him in the forest here. Because then I should still be able to reach that in a single turn next turn. Actually, let's put him in the forest here instead. You're going to go check out what's going on. So there's a Metsuke who will fuck us up. I'm going to try and take care of him immediately. 50% chance if we failed. So he's probably going to get rid of my ninja, which would suck, but oh well. So be it. Oof, they've got some bow samurai in there. Not too shabby. They could actually come this way, and that would be quite rough, because we have no real army to deal with that. I mean, we have these guys, but they are kind of inside of a town. They're basically this target practice for these bow samurai, but there are ways to work around that too. We leveled up our general, which I don't think I've even done yet. So again, this time we put 1 point of strategy just to max that out, and we save the other point, because that means once we get infantry, or once we get to level 4, we can max out infantry leader. Because on level 2 you get +1 melee attack for all infantry under this man's command. On level 3 you get +3. So you get an extra +2 melee attack for all infantry under this man's command by saving 1 point right now, which you would otherwise put in something that's completely pointless anyway, like improve the rate at which Bushido arcs are mastered by 3%, which is never going to have any kind of fucking influence anyway. Just joined the stream, so sorry if the question was asked before. Are there any mandatory DLCs I should get? Yes. Well, no. Yeah. Either way, I have a video on that. In the description, there's a video called Must-Have DLCs. Watch that. That basically answers your question. But there is a couple of DLCs that I would definitely recommend using. One of them being the Sengoku Jidai Unit Pack DLC, because that adds a whole bunch of unique units for every faction. Well, it adds one for every faction. Not a whole bunch. But those are really fun units. So I would definitely recommend that one. Right, anyway. What am I doing here? I should probably do some more stuff, shouldn't I? We've already got this finished up. I am going to upgrade this to a Rise Exchange, but I'm not going to do that yet. I need the Metsuke's first. I could upgrade or I could recruit a couple of units here. I can get another ninja as well, which I think I will. And then I'll actually possibly upgrade something building-wise, or I will not do that at all. And instead recruit some Boashigaru here. Am I recruiting another trade ship? I am. Fantastic. Alright. That will be that. So, just out of curiosity, would you want to peace out? No, they don't. Okay, that's fine. I don't want to peace out. Just want to know if they want to peace out. Okay. Let's end the turn. Got a whole bunch of money left over, but I have no real need to recruit any more units right now. I try to I want to have income, because again, income turns into more income. The more money you have, the more money you can spend, right? I mean, this makes sense. This is pretty basic stuff. So if you spend all your shit early on and you have no more money to spend anymore, you can get into really awkward situations where if you do lose a battle, all of a sudden you can't do anything about it. You always want to have a good amount of money. We actually just lost a ton of income. I don't know what happened, but there you go. Right. Our sea trade route is raided, so I guess that has something to do with it, but it shouldn't make too much of a difference, to be honest. Right, you're going to go up here. Make sure we build another one. Build all the ships. So our ninja here is going to just kind of be a scout for me towards Busan. Alright, there's a Metsuke in there again. I could try and kill him again, but he's actually... Was he leveled up or something? No. He's at 3% less chance now. Oh, maybe it's a different one. Maybe it was this one in here. Nope, we only have a 40% chance against him. That's okay. Right, we're going to attack this right away. They do have both samurai in there, so I think I'm going to siege him out. I don't really want to fight that, to be honest, so... How happy are we in Heisen? We are happy enough, so we're going to get the fuck out of here. So we'll siege him out. I could probably auto-resolve that, but there's no reason to. And then I'm going to get this light cav all the way over there as well. And then I'm going to recruit some more light cav, because I want like 4 in the army total. And get one more ninja. We'll put this guy in the army, actually. And you try and kill this guy. Why not? 47%. We wounded him. That's still a success, which means we get 15 experience from it. It's the most important thing right now. You could try some cheap experience by just demolishing a market or something, sure. Alright, we failed. That's okay. I don't blame you. We can get another trading port. That's going to be more money. I think we will, although we already have one there. What else can we build? I do want to upgrade some roads as well. What about Higo? We're already building the ones in Higo, and here they already built up as well. Yeah, alright. I'll build the trade port first, and then I think we'll once again... Actually, no, I'll recruit one more archer in here. Honestly, though, by the time we take this entire island, the best thing you can do with the Shimazu is you take this entire island of Kyushu, and then you like remove almost all of your units, and you just start building. You just make as much money as humanly possible. Just have like 10k income or whatever. Just have stupendous amounts of money basically, and then you start building your armies, and then you go east. But for the purpose of not being too boring, I'll probably try and speed that process up a little bit, because that would be a bit naff. Are Date bulletproof worth using as arrow fodder? They're worth just using because they're great. Alright, so this is a bit unfortunate, but we're going to just flee away. We're going to take attrition, but it doesn't matter. They'll take this trade port, but we don't care. We'll grab it back at some point. Oh wow, this guy's actually going to attack us. That's unfortunate. Well, there goes that. I'm not going to bother attacking. There's no way a trade ship's going to win that battle. Is he going to be able to reach this one too? No. Okay. Doesn't matter. Once we take them out, we'll take it straight back again. So it doesn't really make a difference. We'll lose a little bit of income now. Right, so we got an actual event. We can choose between goods from trade posts and town growth from ports, 50%, or trade income from tariffs only. That is really bad, because tariffs only... So basically, if you have like $100 income from trade, I think like 5 of that is tariffs. So an extra 25% on top of that is basically shit. However, +5 per turn of town growth across all provinces means it's essentially, because for 6 turns is 30 town growth across all provinces. 30 town growth on a 30% tax rate is 9. So that's 9 extra koku per town that we have per turn for infinity. So that's really strong. And this is pretty meh. So I'm going to take that. We encountered the Mori, another major clan. They're the ones over here, the red ones. They actually own Aki. They started in Aki and they own Bingo as well. And then we took some attrition on the ship, but again, we don't really care about this ship at all. It's just kind of there. Can we? Okay, we can get out of attrition by going here, but I'll just get fucked again. I'll do it anyway. But this ship's basically gone. Oh, and I'm still taking attrition. Never mind. Right, we built or recruit another unit. I want one more cav at least, and then I'm gonna call that one good. I'll send that one over as well. Although, you know what, I'll send it here, because I can't reach anyway, and there's no point taking attrition when I can't reach anyway. There's one unit coming this way, so this is a perfect experience like grinder for these units because it costs almost nothing to do, and while the chances, like for him it was 50%, for this guy 65%, he actually failed. And you can sabotage a unit multiple times. There's no reason not to, and it's just a really cheap way to grind experience for your ninja. So it's just it's a good thing to do. And sabotaging an army in this game, the reason why it's so good, I haven't even talked about that yet. It's also the wiki here. The reason why it's so good is because it stops an army completely in its tracks. It just cannot move at all. And it also does a little bit of damage to units inside the army that you sabotage, but that's pretty minor. But them not being able to move anymore is insane. Right, we upgrade our stronghold here, so I'm actually going to have to leave this open because I do want to make this into an encampment first and foremost. It's going to be more important than anything else we can build, because the only thing I'd otherwise want to build from here is probably Katana Samurai. So I'd want to get a Yari Joyard upgraded, but that's later on. I do want to get these this upgrade to either a weaponsmith or an armorer soon, probably a weaponsmith. There's still 2 roads I can build, but let's take a small detour and go for the weaponsmith here now. And what kind of units have I got in here now? I got these 2 Shimazu Katana boys. Let's send them up north as well. We're gonna keep sieging them out here. Again, this is where you have to have a little bit of discipline. A lot of people will be like, well, I'm gonna take attrition. Why would I not just attack him now? Because I'm attacking 3 bow samurai and I have like nothing bow-wise to fight that. And even Katana Samurai, while they are samurai and they have decent amounts of armor, they will take a ton of damage against bow samurai. And while it would technically speed up the process, I could probably auto-resolve this to be honest, but yeah, it would speed up the process. I would take this sooner and I would be able to move on sooner, which in turn might make me more money, etc. On normal difficulty, sure. On legendary difficulty, there's generally another army here, another army there, etc. You don't want to have your men be too attritioned up, so you just kind of sit there, you siege them out. They'll eventually sally out. You fight a super simple defensive field battle, and Bob's your uncle, or something. Don't know why Bob's your uncle, but that's what they say. Holy fuck, we got resistance to invaders from something, and we are super happy here right now. Okay, I don't quite know what happened, but I don't want to kill this unit because this is my grind machine now for these guys. There's no reason to do that, so. And I've spent all the money that we have. We got our ship here still. I need to build another ship too, I believe. Let's send you in here. Let's just build these ones up before I go up north, because we might lose those before we get to do anything. Right, let's read some more quests. Yari Cav are the same speed as Light Cav. Yeah, that's right. That's why Yari and Light Cav are so good, because they're faster than Katana Cav. Is it possible to pull encirclements of using all your cavalry to go flank and circle the enemy? I've done a legendary difficulty cavalry only challenge, so yes, it is definitely possible. Atoma clan is fun to play. It might seem like an Atoma fanboy, but it's truly fun. Yeah, they have the most fun units for sure. Definitely. Can you do an Oda playthrough, please? I'm struggling. I mean, I have an Oda campaign on the channel. I have a campaign with every clan on the channel on legendary difficulty, and then for most clans, I have like 1 or 2 legendary difficulty challenge runs as well. And some of them are not legendary difficulty, but later on, I've done a ton of legendary ones. Like I said, I have a Takeda cavalry only on legendary. I have Hattori stealth only units on legendary, so I only get to use like Kisho Ninja and the Hattori unique bow unit, Hattori bandits. I have like an Iko-Iki warrior monk unit only challenge, which means in the first like 13 turns I can't recruit anything because there's no warrior monks available yet. I have tons of legendary challenges, and I have a normal campaign for every clan on legendary as well. I don't think I put a link to those to anything like that in the description, but if you just go to my channel and search Shogun 2, you just find everything. Right, anyway, let's end my life and this turn. Gunpowder. Oh yeah, I have gunpowder only with the Atoma as well, yeah. There you go. So they started out before I even took my attrition. So that works out perfectly. So there's 3 generals, 3 bow samurai, 1 Yari Shigaru, and the samurai retainers. So it's going to be good. Hopefully I'll be able to showcase the strength of Light Cav against enemy generals, if I get a chance to. We have a nice forest as well, so the bow samurai, while they are decent, they're not going to be able to do much because we're in a forest. Does make it so that it's difficult to do calf charges, etc., but it should be okay. Is this one he's doing at the moment a domination campaign? Yes. Yari amazing. Donkey has ranked lists for units of different weapon classes on his channel. Yes, I've done all of them except for the Naginata one. I just kind of put that one off and I never did it in the end. But I do want to do those. I'm actually thinking, recently I've been thinking of redoing all my clan overviews as well. Probably using the same script, or at least mostly the same. Maybe a little bit revised. But I want to redo them because at the time when I recorded them I spoke super fast because for some reason I thought that I wanted to pump people full of information as fast as possible. Kind of like what I'm doing now, and I can barely keep up with my own words. But I have since realized that it's kind of difficult to hear what I'm saying, so I want to re-record them at some point. And then, yeah, new footage, 1440p, better quality, etc. Right, so let's get you over here. And I'll keep you over here for now. Right. I could move forward a little bit. So here's where movement is a little bit less useful in this game. So you can see this, for example, right? This is the best way I have of moving my entire army in formation, except everyone just goes forward. So they end up kind of in weird locations. I'm also actually not going to be able to move that far, so let's go more like here. So there's no like holding Alt and then moving your entire army at the same time, like in Free Kingdoms, for example. It's a little bit more limited in this game. Did you do a bow only, Donkey? I did do a bow only. I think that was on Legendary too with the Chosukabe. I'm pretty sure I have that too. All right, here we go. They only have 2 infantry units. I just realized. Yeah, Yari Shigaru and then the Samurai Retainers, well, fucking things. And we actually own. Yeah, we have 2 Yari Shigaru, but it's pretty irrelevant. Yari Shigaru. May as well countercharge them, or not. They're just gonna stand there. It's fine by me too. Should have not even really bothered putting you guys on the flanks, although they have some cav, but they're not really using them. Speaking of cav, let's get these guys around now. There's also no drawing in this game, so I can't do like that, like holding shift and then drawing. That was added in Rome 2, I think. So this is an interesting point here. Oh, I totally forgot I have another unit here. So let me talk about this for a second. Unit balancing. So Yari Shigaru, as I've said, are incredibly overpowered in Yari Wall. Out of Yari Wall, they're one of the worst units in the game. They, against a full bow samurai, 1v1, will actually lose. Something to keep in mind. So if I charge this in right here, which is I am going to do because I'll be fine because I've got cav on the way. But yeah, when they have the same morale, when there's no other bonuses or anything, they will actually lose a battle against bow samurai in a 1v1 battle like that. So you gotta be a little bit careful. Out of Yari Wall. In Yari Wall, they'll demolish them easily, obviously. Anyway. I should have probably done some back charges instead of charging into stuff, because this unit's gonna have a hard time against bow samurai like this as well, but you send them in there, give some bonuses to morale, should all be good. Buff some units. My lord! A glorious victory will soon be yours. Katana Samurai are just like a super solid... This is why the Shimazu are such a good beginner-friendly clan, is because Katana Samurai are just like a all-rounder. They're good against everything. Like they're not anti-cav or anything, but they can still hold themselves against cavalry just because of how solid their stats are. Like they have no real downsides. Like Nodashi, for example, have the fact that they're obviously really good offensively, but they're more difficult to use because they're much more vulnerable to range units because they're low armor. Also, if we kill the entire army off here, we actually get the town immediately rather than have to wait until we wouldn't take attrition basically. So I want to kill everyone off here if I can. But that right there is a general, so I won't be able to do it unless I send my light cav after them. They might be able to catch him because light cav, of course, are faster. What was I talking about though? What was I talking about, boys? I've completely forgotten now. You might be able to reach him. The other general's dead, so yeah, all we gotta do is kill this one guy, but there's the edge of the map. Actually, they're at the edge of the map. I don't think they're going to be able to make it. Which means we're going to not take this town because of one guy survived. What about Yariwal makes it so good? What stats does it boost? They become a bulwark, basically phalanx. Yeah, basically, they just put their spear... They become really small. Like, I should look at them here. So, you can see how they're all standing with their spears upwards and they're kind of far away from each other. You put them in Yariwal, they all get close to each other and they put their spears forward. So, essentially what happens, a unit charges into them, a bunch of them die on the charge from just charging into a spear, essentially. There are animations for that. They die immediately. And then they just hold a line really well. If they get flanked, they obviously get taken out pretty quickly because they get run over. Like they get like attacked from, yeah, they crumple basically. But as long as they can keep an enemy in front of them, they basically can hold them far enough away from them. As long as they keep their spear out. The thing is, if you take them out of Yariwal and you charge them into a unit, they essentially put their spear away immediately and they grab their sword, and then they're just a really shitty sword unit. But as long as they keep their spear forward and they're just jabbing, essentially, it's basically, like they said, just a phalanx. Anyway, let's get out of here. So we're not going to take the time. We're going to take attrition, but it shouldn't really matter. Is it a good idea to rush the quarter as a Tomo? It costs like 4k, but the 5th turning up Portuguese Tercos. So what I always do with the Otomo is I demolish the building for the very simple reason that I can show you momentarily. I'll try and run. Probably not going to be able to get away, but I try to run. I run so far away, but not really. So the reason I get rid of it is because it starts in Bungo, right there. And Bungo doesn't have any bonuses for Portuguese Tercos in the way that Buzen does, and you also start with Buzen. So what I generally tend to do is I destroy it immediately in Bungo, or pretty early on, and then rebuild it in Buzen, so I get to benefit from the Craftsworks, which they're actually upgrading right now. I wonder which way. As you can see here, yeah, just that one guy survived, which is why we didn't actually take the castle and we took attrition. Otherwise we would have immediately had it during that turn, which would have been nice, but oh well. There are other ways actually to acquire several Naman trade ports or Naman quarters, because if the AI has built one, so what you can do, for example, is you can leave it in Bungo, then make the enemy take Bungo, then you build one up in Buzen, because you can only have one per faction, right? Or yeah, one per clan. So you don't have it anymore in Bungo because you lost Bungo. You build it up all the way in Buzen, and then you take Bungo back, and then you have 2 Naman quarters. So I've heard people doing things like that to acquire more of them, but I generally just can't care enough to do that, so I just remove it and then rebuild it there. Good strat against Yariwal is to just hit it from behind. Yeah, AI doesn't do Yariwal very often though, so it's not really something that you have to really worry about. Right, we're gonna be able to grab Buzen immediately, but first we're gonna do this again for some cheap experience, because this unit will disappear. This is another thing about Shogun 2. Well, he leveled up anyway because he got close enough before. Again, we're gonna save the other point. Once again, gonna go for the chance of avoiding detection. So one thing about Shogun 2 is that any units that are outside of their province, their final province, when you take their final province, just disappear. They just die. So if we take Buzen, this unit will just disappear. I could actually get some cheap experience with my general quickly. I suppose I should. Yeah, just take out. Just doesn't matter as long as I can take him out with an auto resolve. Just take 3 units. Because that's 10 experience right there for my general, which is easy. Cheap experience. They are building this up right now, so I kind of don't want to even do this. They're building the Fletchers, which is actually that's the building I want. But I could wait 2 turns for them to do that, which means I don't have to do it myself, which is nice. But on the other hand, if I take it sooner, I also just get more money from that. So I think I'm just going to take it right away. We're going to upgrade this to the Magistrate immediately. It's pretty important because that again allows us to recruit our Metsuke, which means I'm not going to build a Saket in here first. I'm actually going to build a market first because I want to get my Metsuke out now. And then we've got our last cavalry, which we're going to run over this way as well. And then I'm gonna see happiness here is only 4, but it's gonna be 8. Yeah, we'll be fine to move out a bunch of stuff here. So let's take. Let's just take that. Alright, there's nothing there, so we take that. There goes our final town, and you can see the Metsugeir disappeared. The unit there, actually we killed that unit already, but the Metsugeir disappeared. Basically, that's just their faction gone, and their boats, their ships are gone as well. I'm gonna run this one over that way as fast as possible. Hopefully I can still get there first before anyone else gets there. Start sending a trade ship up that way too. And I'll build another trade no I won't, I'm $8 short. I should have some trade available though. And now, because we have horses, we should be able to get some money from people. Unfortunately, the Mori actually own that, so they already have horses themselves. Ikuiki don't have horses though, just Kabe don't. They do if they get this one, but they don't yet. And Imako don't have horses yet either, so... We are going to get 515 from that, 574 from that, 585. So the Ikuiki is the best one. I don't know if they want trade. Yeah, they do. Are you going to pay me something ludicrous though? Just try 1,000 first. No. Let's see if anyone else will pay me 1,000 right now. Let's check the Chosukabe. Okay, so there you go. We're already going to get a bunch of... Oh, right. I do this first. Let's see if I can get a... Yeah, there you go. We're going to get a bunch of money from them. It's not going to be anything too crazy. Well, actually, 8,000 is already pretty good. Okay, not that much though. 11 grand. 10 perhaps. Ugh, is 8 really the highest you can go? Oh, looks like it is. 8.5. Wow, okay. I guess my tribe 8,000 really was the max they were willing to go. You pathetic little bitch. 8,150. There we go. Alright. 8,200. Okay, 8,200 is the best I'm going to be able to get. Can marry just Gabi Nana, who always seems to be available until she dies of old age. I can make an alliance with them as well. It's not even a bad idea. They're on the other island, which, well, actually no. If I'm not gonna expend that way, I might as well take them out actually. So I think we are gonna kill them soon. Right, so there's 8,200 bucks. Amako, will you pay me a fuck ton of money as well?
I will listen to what you say.
No.
But it had better be good.
They will pay me 1,000 at least, which is better than what the Ikuiki were offering. 2,000. The Mori is not going to pay me this much. I'll try it. I'll just have a look. But they already have war horses, so they're not going to pay me. No. So I'll take the Amako. Was it 3,000 they were willing to do? No, it was... Oh, wait, no. I should probably put trade in there first. 2,500. One thing to keep in mind as well, if it says we might be able to come to agreement, that's actually a no. It's the only way they say yes is when it's satisfactory. 2,750. Oh, that's a bit much. Nope, I don't want to pay that. I want to get that. Nope. 2,650 perhaps. 2,600. Don't be a little stingy bastard. 2,550. All right, it's 2,500 then. Fine. Okay. It's not bad though. Do I have more trade available? I do actually. Okay, well, in that case, I think I'll take with the Ikuiki, because that was actually the one that was worth the most. So will you pay me 500 bucks? Nope. This is, I mean, it's a little bit tedious in this game to do this every time, but you can make a lot of money doing this. Are you gonna pay me anything? Yes. Pay me 100? No. 50? Alright. It's funny how you're making deals for 8 grand and then you're still trying to take an extra 50 from one guy, but whatever. Number of trade partners is based on how many trade ports you have. Yes, exactly. So we have one here now. Actually, no, this one's still being built. We have one here though, which gives us one. I guess we must have taken. Yeah, there's one over here, and there's one over there. We gotta fix that castle. We're gonna keep the archery dojo here. We're gonna upgrade this to Fletchers ourselves. We can actually build a lot of stuff here now. I'm gonna get rid of this now because I don't actually. Well, actually no. I'm going to keep that for now, because I need to build more, or recruit more Metsuge. I'm going to upgrade the roads there for sure. I'm also going to upgrade this fort soon. But yeah, we need, of course, for every Metsuge, or every agent that you can want to recruit, you need one of those buildings. So if you want 5 ninjas, you need 5 Sake-dens. However, once you have those 5 ninjas, you can then remove the Sake-dens. But if one of them dies, you won't be able to recruit another one. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep this market, and then we have one here and one here. So we can build, or recruit at least 3 Metsuge right away. And then I'll remove this market and build what I want to build there. But for now, I'll leave it there. And then here we're going to go for the accuracy building. And then Yeah, we can get a Metsuke right away, but again, I want to wait until this is done so we can get him at level 3, because that's much faster to get him that way. Or get him up that way. We're going to upgrade these roads that we hadn't upgraded yet. That should be that. Thank you so much for the subscription, sir. Or sirette. One more turn so we can get better farms. That's going to be pretty important as well, especially now that we have two provinces with very fertile farms. These ones, and then this one has regular fertile. No, this one is also very fertile, actually. Okay, then what am I going to build here? I do want to upgrade this to a rice exchange, but I guess I'm going to wait a little bit longer still. And I'm going to wait on that too. I do want to upgrade this actually at some point, so I'll go ahead and do that now, and I'll get another trading port here. And then I guess I could upgrade that. What's this one upgraded to? That was the free and free. Yeah, that's what I do here as well. Doesn't increase anything except for ship experience, which I'm really not that fussed about. What I can do, because I totally forgot I have this many trade ports now, I can build more trade ships. Not there though. But once this castle here is fixed, we can build them here as well. Thank you for the other person who subbed as well. Again, my sub thing is actually bugging out. I can't actually see who's subscribing, but anyway, I appreciate all the subs. Anyone who hasn't subbed, or yeah, anyone who hasn't subbed yet, you're welcome to do so. I am probably, I think if most people who think of Shogun 2 think of me on YouTube anyway. I guess I am I used to be anyway, the Shogun 2 streamer, YouTuber, whatever. Can I have any more ninjas, or is that it? No, that's it. Okay, so we have, how many ninjas now? 4? Yep, okay. We have one in here sitting in there doing nothing. Okay, so we're gonna basically sit and relax for a little while. I'm probably gonna remove some units now, because I don't need this many anymore. I think, honestly, I'll get rid of these 3 here. Because I basically, at this point, I just want to make a bunch of money. We're making 5 grand already. It's so easy to make money on legendary, or on normal difficulty. We're going to make a bunch of money, then we're going to build a bit of a navy, just land our army here, take the entirety of Shikoku Island, and then we'll probably sit back, build up all of our towns, and then go on the offensive. Okay, so yeah, I don't think I can actually build anything else anymore. I don't want to recruit any more units either. I do want to remove some units, but I think none of the ones I have... Well, let's have a quick count, I suppose. So... we have 5 units here. What is in here? 2 more bow units. Yeah, I think the bow units I need to get rid of, but I need the ones here for happiness, and the ones over there for happiness as well, and Higo. So I can't really get rid of many units here. This is no longer getting less happiness, so I guess I can get rid of 1 here. Then I have... I guess I need to... No, the castle is going to get fixed there now. We'll figure it out next turn. I think I can get rid of a bunch more units next turn, but that's okay. And I'm not going to recruit anything because I want to save money. So let's do that. Let's end the turn. Any other questions? Play some historical battles. I've already done most of those on the channel as well. Tips for Waisugi start, I'm here for the pain. Like, with those kind of questions, I would just recommend watching my Let's Play on them. Because it's been too long for me to... Or watch my overview. There's a link in the description to all the clan overviews I have. For all the clans I have won. So just watch that, and that'll tell you what you should do. Mounting arrest in Bungo, but we're going to put those units in there, will be okay. We're going to get tax reform... Oh, actually, no, we're going to go for Heaven and Earth now, because I really want to get that encampment, so I can start recruiting some good units. So we can upgrade our farms now. We have a little bit of money, so I think we'll be doing exactly that. You're going to go back in here, and that should increase the happiness to 0. That's all good. I'm going to put you in there. I'll put you in there as well. And I'll put you over here. And yeah, it's all fine. I think we'll keep all the units we have right now. I want to get rid of these ones. That's the main thing. I guess I'll put you guys in there for now. Get rid of these boys. This should be happy once the Christianity goes away fully. What is the major difference in difficulty? So, Income is a big one. So, for example, this unit costs 75 upkeep on hard, because it's cheaper on normal actually. And on legendary they cost 117, I think? I can't remember exactly. Samurai are 176 on legendary difficulty. Basically everything costs a little bit more for you and a little bit less for the opponents, for the enemies, the AI. So they obviously have a lot more armies because they can afford a lot more armies. And you have less armies because you can afford less. There is obviously the battle difficulty. The AI gets morale bonus for the units, whereas in normal difficulty they don't, or they get it less, or whatever. Maybe you get morale bonuses, I'm not sure. But on legendary, the AI gets bonuses. And of course, if you're playing on legendary, or you can just do it on any difficulty, you can turn it on if you want to. Is the battle realism thing, where you don't have a minimap and you don't, you can't move your camera further than a certain distance away from your units. So those are the big ones. Never recruit artillery even in the Shogun 2. Yes. Is converting to Christianity a good idea? No. If you absolutely have to assault a castle, bring a lot of archers. Yeah, exactly. Basically never siege out. But if you're going to, then just bring a ton of Bulwari monks or something. Alright, let's upgrade the farms that have the highest wealth first. Still don't want to build anything there. I think generally we're still kind of good on whatever I have. And again, I don't want to recruit any units, so the only thing I want to do is build more ships. So that is what I will be doing. You are going up there. You are going to go grab that this turn. Perfect. You're going to go in here. That's going to increase our income quite quickly. Quickly now. And then we have more we can build here as well. I can send them up that way. We're gonna build this up pretty quickly here, so that's gonna be good. Also, aggressiveness from the AI is actually a pretty big point. So normally on legendary difficulty, we would be attacked by many other clans at this point already. Like on legendary difficulty, the Otoma wouldn't have offered us peace several turns in a row. That kind of thing. Like basically the AI is just a lot more aggressive. They want to fucking mess you up, and they will stop at nothing to do so. Are trade nodes worth the upkeep to protect them? Early on, definitely, because you don't generally need many ships early on. Late game, if you're getting stack after stack attacking you, and you have to keep repairing and going back and forth and putting a single, like an entire fleet next to each one to protect it, not really. I don't know what the fuck they're up to, but that was a bit sneaky. Sneaky beaky like. That navy may have to be countered somehow. Alright, we can get a free, well, not a free general, we can get a general right now for $1,000. I don't think we only have one, like, construct a library. That's dumb. We're building the fucking magistrate. The library is the other way. I don't want the library. Get out of here. So yeah, this is what I mean, or what I meant earlier by lowering loyalty. So this guy now has upstart general because I recruited another general into the faction. I also totally forgot, this is something I do way earlier on generally, is getting Commissioner for Development for my general, and then for this guy I'll get either Commissioner for Supply or Finance. I'm going to go for Finance this time around. That's something I always do on turn 2. You can't do it on turn 1, which is why I generally forget. But now I've remembered several turns in. What those do, I guess I should also talk about that, because again, for me it's just straightforward, but for others it isn't. You get a bonus to a couple of things. And these bonuses get better the higher level your general is. So unfortunately I can't showcase that right now because they're both level 1. But yeah, development's really good because it reduces the construction cost of buildings across all provinces. So that's pretty good, helps out over time. And also reduces the resistance to invaders in provinces conquered by this man. So essentially the resistance to invaders is that unhappiness thing that you get whenever you take a town. So this, the lower that starts at, the more happiness you have immediately. So I always value that pretty highly. Finance increases your bonus to clan-wide tax rate and upkeep production for all units under that man's control or command. Replenish, or a supply gives us replenishment and campaign movement range, and then warfare, which is the worst one by far, reduces the recruitment cost of all units, which, you know, once you have a full stack, recruitment cost is irrelevant. Actually, I guess it's faction-wide, so it's okay, but even then. And then the special ability cooldown, which is horrible because it basically like 2%. What the fuck's that gonna do? Anyway, upgrade some more farms, because again, that's just tons of money. I do want to get these roads here as well, so I'll get those first actually, and I want to get that as well because this is actually a pretty important recruitment town. So we'll do that. Trade ship, you're going to go up that way, and you are going to keep doing that too since you're already so far on the way. And then you're going to go down here. And we're going to build a bunch more. And then that is 4 ships, including some trade ships, at least 2 of them. Kind of wondering if I could do something about that, because I'm a little bit worried about what they're planning on doing. I think I may have to send a part of my army down south, but I'm not even too really interested in even doing that. I'll send some stuff down there. This is actually getting pretty unhappy still. I need some units from over here. Yeah, I can move all of these guys out of here, so that's okay. They're gonna stand outside. Yep. It's okay. This is on -1, but it's gonna get upgraded when that goes away, so yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah, I don't quite know what they're planning. I think I'm gonna actually build a couple of some combat ships right now, just to make sure I have something to stop them in case they plan on doing something annoying. I'm actually gonna, I'm gonna cancel this one too. Build another Bokuboya here, because that gives me at least 3 Bokuboya. And I know that they have 2 trade ships in here, and then these could be trade ships as well, I have no idea. They might also land their army this turn, and that would be a declaration of war as well, but there's not much we can do about that. Totally skipped over your level up, so now we can put 3 points in misdirection, which immediately makes him insane at sabotaging armies, which, with that in mind, of that army being there, I'm going to send this guy down here, so he can delay armies pretty well if he starts sabotaging them. Which is that's a really good way to counter naval invasions as well, actually. Totally forgot to mention that earlier. Also, hope he's not on the way to attack me, because that could be rough. He's probably on his way to Nagato, though. Is he Catholic or Buddhist? I am neither. I am donk. I'm not gonna... I never convert to Christianity. It's not worth it. It's far too much trouble. The only reason I would ever do it is like for thematic reasons, if I was just kind of messing around or something. Okay, they've sent their army back, and I think they've even disembarked it, so it's good. It's all good. Why is it sometimes the Master Ashigaru stand there and not fire, even though they have ordered to fire at will? Terrain is flat too. That is... Are you putting them on fire at will? It's a weird thing with fire... Sorry, not fire at will. Are you putting them on fire by rank? It's a weird thing in Shogun 2. Where you would think that fire by rank is better, and it can be, but it basically means that if you just let him be, if you don't put him on fire by rank, only the front rank fires, but you can spread them out as far as possible to have as many people firing as possible. But when they fire, or they fire immediately when a unit gets into their range, or very quickly, if you put them in fire by rank, they kind of just stand there for a while. They let the unit just fucking walk up, they're like halfway in range, and then they're like, okay, we should probably start shooting. And then they'll shoot, and then the second rank shoots, and then the third rank shoots, or whatever it is. And then they reload for about 60 minutes or so before they fire again. But it can be decent. But for some reason, yeah, it's very weird, because they just don't fire right away. It's a weird thing, a bug, I don't know what it is, balancing maybe. But yeah, fire by rank makes the units fire really late for some reason. But it is more effective over time, if you can keep them out of combat anyway. Is co-op fun? Yeah, I've done tons of co-op campaigns. How do I join the giveaway? You just wait until I give away more keys. Alright, we got 4 in prosperity. Actually, that's a buff that we didn't take before. Now we got it for even longer. What the fuck? We built a bunch of ships, so didn't really need as many ships in the end, as it turns out. I'll just move them over here anyway. Can I make this into... Oh, I am already doing that. That's raid port. Okay. Do that. Put you in there. Build another one here as well. Build one here. And we'll send that one up that way again. Oh, I forgot about that. It's doing that thing where it actually puts them in attrition range there for some reason. Alright, and you're going to sit outside. I'm making 7 grand almost now. Good shizzle. Valtori died. Good for them. Get them out of this hellhole. We built our stronghold in Higo. I think we're actually going to get rid of this now. I should have done that sooner, but it's okay. I no longer care about the cavalry anymore. I'm going to move you back up this way. So yeah, they've landed their army there. If the Mori... Oh no, they're in their own territory. Now I was going to say, if the Mori take Nagato, before their turn, which they will do because the more he gets to move before they do, then this army would disappear. But it's actually not true because they own this province that they're in right now. So they're actually going to survive for now, but they'll be out of a town and they'll take attrition immediately as well. But that's not my problem. I don't give a fuck. Let's upgrade the farm here. Okay. Ninja, you can go. You know what? You stay around here. Why not? I need some ninjas spread out. Cover more ground. You guys can carry these men inside. Okay. And then I can get my Metsugeis this turn. I've made the magistrate. Yes, so now we get level 3 Metsugeis here. So this is where things get interesting. Now we're going to start making even more money. So, the way to level up Metsuge. This is the most important one. Don't mess this up. You put 2 points in magistrate. You put 1 point in here. You don't spend the other point. Same as the other. There's so many classes where you don't spend a point. Because, so this is 2 points in overseeing towns, which is basically just increasing the tax rate in provinces when you put them into a province, of course. This one is irrelevant. Overseeing armies, who gives a fuck. But it leads to censor, which gives us more overseeing towns again. This is these two are the only overseeing towns you ever get for the Metsuge. After you put the 3 points in here on level 4, you can put your last points whatever the fuck. I don't give a shit. Just put these points in this order. 2 in here, 1 in here, 3 in there. Don't spend the point on level 3. It's just not worth it. Any retainers you get, we didn't get any now, any retainers you get that give you more overseeing towns, you always pick them. Doesn't matter what the other options are, you always take it. If you don't get that one, then yeah, character chance of being assassinated is pretty good. And then you put all your 5 Metsugeis that are making that money, you put them in your richest town. So right now, Hizen is our richest town. Like I said, you can do it like by clicking that twice and you have a list. So Hizen, then Tsukushi, then Higo, Satsuma, Buzen. But, you know, that's going to change over time. But Hizen and Tsukushi will... Probably those two will always be my two richest towns in this entire campaign. Because Iwami makes a run for it, or gives a good run for its money because they have a gold mine. And then after that, it's basically there's Owari and there's Omi that get really rich in the end, and then there's a whole bunch of provinces over here, but obviously it takes a long time for you to acquire those. By that point, you basically finish the campaign. So these two are going to be richest towns for a very long time, and you put a Metsuge in those two, you put a Metsuge in Iwami, and then of course whatever the 5 richest towns are. And in those towns, you also upgrade your markets and your sake dens as much as possible. And you'll see already, even with fairly unupgraded towns next turn, when we pop this Metsuge into Hizen, you'll see our income increase a ton. So I'll showcase that next turn. So let's actually end the turn so I can showcase it right away. But that's the most important thing about making money. People always ask me, but Metsugeis are just insane. I mean, this again, we're playing on normal difficulty, so I'm making a stupendous amount of money already anyway. But yeah, that's just so important. Imagawa do exist in this game. They actually are the Tokugawa start as a vassal to the Imagawa, which is the most unique start, I guess, in the game. Right, we're working on Heaven and Earth now, which is going to give us the encampment. Okay, Tate and Hojo declare war on each other, build a bunch of stuff. Okay, so right now we're making 7.5 grand, 7,495. So let's make sure. So we put this guy into Hizen. Nothing changes right away, but look, 7,495. The way that you don't have to do this, but this is just the way to update this little thing, because it doesn't update automatically. 7,495. So let's say 7,500. We exempted and unexempted, making 8,030. That's 535 bucks from just putting that one Metsuge in one town. 535 bucks per turn. You understand? And that we get that 5 times, and this guy's on level 3. Once he gets to level 4, he gets another 3 points. Technically 4 points because he gets 1 from leveling up as well. So you can see how much money you make from that. And then again, we're going to be upgrading all the markets and stuff as well once we have the money. I think farms right now are just a little bit more important. Another easy, I haven't actually talked about this yet, a very nice and easy keybind to just go through all your provinces very quickly is the, I guess the dot and comma on your keyboard. So we can kind of go through quickly and upgrade whatever we need to upgrade. But we've got all the farms being upgraded now, so that's all good. So I'm going to upgrade the market here. Alright. By Illyrian Gaming. I started playing this game and as I searched for videos I found you. Could you maybe give a crash course on how a religion system works no matter when I tried Shimazu and Christian? Do you mean when you're not playing as a Shimazu or when you are playing as a Shimazu? Because when you are playing them, you get a choice. Basically, a choice will pop up here after a while if you have some Christianity in your land, or if you have a Nanban trade port, for example. But that already gives you Christianity, so you don't even really want to build that. Basically, there's some things that trigger the option to become Christian. The AI, the Shimazu, do become Christian very often because no matter where you are playing, it doesn't matter where you are in the map if you're playing a different faction. The Otomo are Christian, and the Otomo spread their religion across Kyushu, especially if they do all right and they take a couple of towns. And then, for example, if they're a piece of the Shimazu, and the Shimazu isn't dying, but slowly their towns are being converted to Christianity, then they eventually are like, well, fuck it, we might as well just join them, right? So they become Christian as well. Like in many campaigns that I've done, whatever clan owns Kyushu at the end has gone Christian at that point, because the Otomo starts as Christian and immediately starts spreading Christianity to all the neighboring provinces. While I was playing Shimazu, and even after building Buddhist temples and choosing the old ways. And you still became Christian? I know there's an option at some point that gives you the option to become Christian or something. And well, I don't even know, because I never do it, so I never even. But yeah, there should be an option that shows up here at some point that allows you to switch religion. But we don't have that yet because I haven't. Well, we're not that far in the campaign yet, to be honest. Anyway, go over there. But yeah, just when you get that option to build a Nanban trade port. I always say no. You can actually say yes, and you get a Mashoka Ashigaru. And you can actually say... You can say yes and still not become Christian from it. So I don't quite know how you became Christian so quickly. But, anyway. This is a really weird army now. Can we get rid of more units? We can. Right, let's get rid of the other archer as well. Save myself as much money as possible. We have 2 happiness here as well now. And we're getting more from culture, so let's get them over there. I still need to build a market here too, so I should cancel the rice exchange here and do that instead, I guess. And then I got 1100 bucks left over. Can I build anything else that's useful? Nope, I want the encampment there. I could build this, but I actually honestly don't care. Plus I don't actually want the one I can build, I want the other one. And I'm building... Ah, there we go. I'm building one here? No. Okay, I almost messed that up royally. How long does a campaign last? It depends on how quick you play. So for me, generally my campaigns are about, like, I don't know, 14, 15 hours on Legendary. But most people probably take longer, because again, I have like 2,000 hours in this game, so I'm pretty well acquainted with it. It's not entirely fair comparison. Bye, Nikos. Oh shit, we got trade available. Right, because we made the trade thing. I wonder if I can get better trade than this. I feel like I can, so let's hold off on that. Because there's a couple more clans I've discovered since, so I should be able to trade for more money that, or get a better deal immediately. A better deal? What do I need to do to participate in the giveaway? Nothing. Just watch and wait until I give another key away. Greedy bastards. Alright, got another ninja level up. This one. Once again, save the second point, because I don't want to actually spend that. Flash powder bombs are pretty good. Ooh, Fuju Chef is really good. We get plus 5% to the agent's critical success chance, which is just really solid, so we want to get that one. Took some more attrition, doesn't actually matter. These trade ships we don't care about. It's not, if they take attrition, it doesn't actually make them less effective or anything. Miyoshi have died. Stronghold of Tsukushi is done, so we're going to build a sake den here. Now I'm going to upgrade these ones. That one as well. And nothing else there. Oda and Ikwiki are at war. Build some more trade ships. Keep those going up. We're on 8.2 grand income now. And a couple more ships are going to go into points as well, so it's going to get even better. 8.6. Keep building some more ships. Basically, let's max them all out right now, and they'll probably make a bit of a fleet so I can protect them a little bit, but I'm not too fussed about it. We're making absolute bank already. Right, I should have done this last turn. I could have made another Metsuke. Now we have one. This lost me quite a bit of money already. Okay, we got Kabukimono, which gives us +1 to overseeing towns. So again, that's exactly what we want to get. 2 points there, 1 point in there, save the other point. And then we're going to put him in Tsukushi. And then I think the next one after that's going to be Higo. And then we are out of monks, or Metsukeis we can recruit. Because we don't have enough markets anymore. Although we're building one here, so that will be 4. And I haven't got any other ones. I could build one here just so I can get a 5th Metsuke. Not even a bad idea, to be honest. I think I will. Not normally what I would do, but that's okay. Because I'm not planning on expanding for a little bit longer. Basically, we're just in money-making mode right now. Just fucking go crazy on the income. Never look back. I think I'll upgrade all my sake dens, to be honest. It takes a long time to make their money back, but we have nothing else to spend our money on right now, so we may as well. Yeah, we can recruit another monk as well. Or a ninja, sorry. We'll do that as well. Get him here. Now it'll give us our 5th ninja, so that's all good. Okay. That's all of that. I've built all the ships, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I can also go through navies pretty quickly like that as well. Can actually do another one here now. I need to keep an eye on that too. And we have more trade available. That's what I was going to look at. So we can go for the Besho, the Atano, and the Mori. So neither one of these have horses, I'm pretty sure. So we should be able to get a decent bit of money from them. Speak quickly. Entirely welcome, you say? Well, you're not entirely welcome, you little bastard. Okay, that's not too much. What about the Atano? Will you pay me ludicrous amounts of money, sir? Or are you going to be a little bitch as well? Okay, it looks like they're even worse than the best show. Because they said yes to 4 grand, right?
Speak quickly.
Yes.
Your presence is not entirely welcome.
Alright. 40 to 50 perhaps? Oops. Yes. 4,400. No. 4,300. Nope. Alright, so 4,250 it is. Oops. Alright. Sounds good. Do I have more trade available? I do, and I've now met the Matsuda as well. That trade is actually terrible, but if they're willing to pay me a stupid amount of money, I'm willing to overlook that. No. Well, in that case, I will take the Hatano, because they will still pay... Well, they'll pay me a couple thousand, right? Yeah. More than the Mori, at least, because the Mori have to... It's not that much better, but they actually pay me... their trade is more lucrative anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much. They said no to 2 grand. 1750 then? Yes. 1900. 1850. Alright, fine. And that's all of our trade. We're up to 10 grand now. Doing good. Are we still talking about guns here? Matchlocks? Everyone loves matchlocks. They're so shit. Lady Otomo. Okay, so we got a little bit more money, so let's build up some more gambling halls. Got one here. That's all I can do. I guess I'll build this now just to get it out of my sight. Okay, cool. I'm gonna do another turn or two and then I'll probably end it for today. Unless there's any more. Oh, actually, well, I've still got 4 more keys to give away, but I think I'll give those away next time. I'll probably be doing this again tomorrow because it was quite popular today. So I'll give away 4 keys tomorrow. Given 4 away today already. We'll do a couple more turns. There's a big old Oda navy right there. There's our second son coming of age. Actually, I have both of them. Oh wow, hold on. Oh yeah, that's that. This guy. I never even moved him anywhere. So I've got 3 generals sitting in here now. Nice. I want to upgrade this to full now. Oh boy, this income is pretty sweet. And we're just going to be making more and more when I put more of these ships in here. And I can actually make 5 ships as well now, so this is just getting worse and worse. Actually, just do it like this. Nope, not that one. Oh, shit. Okay, then you're still going up this way. How many ships have I got up here now, though? 5, so I still need quite a few more. Okay. You go in there. You go that way. And then you're going in here. Okay. Hello, XD and Rikudx. Rikudx? And Rikudix. Do ships not regenerate? No. You need to put them back into a port and then repair them to be able to get regenerate them. Okay, so I'll show you guys once again the impact of the Metsuke. So we're making 9,962. Put this guy in here. Exempt on exempt. Now we're making 10,619. So he made another 600 and something bucks just by himself. And that's not even my richest town. It is absolutely ludicrous what Metsukes can do. Speaking of, let's recruit another one. Hopefully we get lucky again. This guy, of course, had extra... Oh, I should have actually done this... If I was min-maxing this correctly, I actually should have put this guy in Hizen and the guy from Hizen into Tsukushi, because Hizen is richer, which means this guy would have more of an impact there, because he, of course, got the right retainer with +1 overseeing towns, which this guy didn't get. So I should have put this guy in a weaker town. Let's see what this guy got. He didn't get one either, unfortunately, so I'm going to put him... I'll take apprehending on him, actually. And then we're going to load him up the same way, as usual. Okay. And then I think, once again, I don't really have anything else I can build here. Unless I want to upgrade castles, but I don't really. It does increase... Yeah, no, there's just no reason to do that in any of these towns, really. I could get some military ports. I guess that wouldn't be too bad, but I'm not too fussed about that either. It doesn't make me any more money. Like, all I want, right? I'll make a military port here because it's my capital, but all I want is to make more money. I'll also build one actually in Busan because this is going to be a recruitment province as well. But yeah, I just want more money. That's all I care about right now, which is why we're just kind of sitting here making stupendous amounts of money. It's good stuff. We also have way too many generals right now, but it's okay. Have you played multiplayer campaign? If yes, did you like it? Yes. Oh, Lucas already answered it. I've done quite a few multiplayer campaigns on the channel with multiple people. A bunch of them with officially Devon, which was super fun back in the day. Those are all old though. Like the last one I did must have been like 3 or 4 years ago or something. Just started playing Shogun 2 again after a few years, and your videos have really helped me get back into it. I'm glad to hear it, Puzzles. Okay, so we can either get recruitment extra or just make a lot more wealth from provinces, from farms across all provinces. So I'm definitely gonna go for that. Our income went down a little bit. Maybe our trade got blockaded or something. Yeah, trade with the Amako and the Besho and the Atano is currently blockaded, so it's a bit unfortunate, but it's okay. We're still making plenty of money though. Comelio. Keep popping all these ships in there. Just slowly increase our income to stupendous amounts. That one's actually up to 8 ships already. Right. Let's build another one everywhere. Yep. So this Metsuke is going to go into... Well, actually, no. I'm going to min-max this now. I'm going to put him into... wait, hold on. I'm going to put this guy into Hizen. And then the other guy is going to go into... Actually, well, it doesn't matter. This one's going to go into Higo, and this one's going to go into Tsukushi. Although this guy's going to level up sooner, so it actually would have made sense to put him in there. But, fuck it. That doesn't matter. And then we're going to recruit another one. Because, again, we have 5 maximum we can recruit, and we definitely want to get those before I demolish the buildings that allow me to recruit them. Once again, didn't get lucky. I'll take the lower chance of being assassinated. And then this one's done next turn, so that'll be my last one. Then I can immediately remove it afterwards as well, so that'll work out perfectly. And I'm also removing this one. And then I can build my encampments when that's done, which is what I want to do. And then I guess I should probably start upgrading the fortresses here, because that's, again, those are recruitment hubs, so I want to be able to recruit as many units as there or as fast as possible. And I guess I should have possibly considered actually making Higo a recruitment hub as well, so I can get my Cav here. Because now I have no way of recruiting my Cav. But I could either take Suo for that, because they have war horses here as well, or I can go all the way towards Awa and take that. Or I can just ignore Cav and never use them, but that's unlikely that it's going to happen. So we'll probably just have to build elsewhere. But yeah, I think normally I do make this into a recruitment hub. I don't know why I didn't this time. Probably because I like money too much. I'll pop you in here as well. Oh, and right, I totally forgot about this province here. So let's send you up this way too. Good evening, sir. Second, I somehow can't get into line battles of Follow Samurai. Any strategies I should use? Well, what is your problem? I need more information. Why can't you get into them? What do you mean? What do you mean? What is your favorite thing to do in custom battles, war crime or not? Probably like Armstrong or Gatling guns, fun. But I don't really do custom battles for fun, to be honest. Alright. Lost trade the Amako. Did they die? No. They must have lost their naval province. Okay. Making almost 11 grand per turn right now. About to go up when we put more units in and put the Metsuke in places, etc. But I'm going to leave it here. Actually, we're playing on normal difficulty. I'm going to put down a save so I can actually play this this turn out and then just save it. I totally forgot about that. So 1 point in there and nothing else. And we're going to go for the Kumuzo Disguise. You want the chance of escape. It's really good. But if you can get a 5% and then a +1, that's better than this straight up +10%. So we're going to take that. Then we build some farms. That's not relevant. We can't do anything with that. We build a market here. We're going to remove that. After we build the newest Metsuke, which I will do right away. Well, let me send this guy over first. So he's going to go into Buzen, I believe. Should have checked first, but I'm pretty sure Buzen is the next one. It's the 5th one. Satsuma is the next one, but that doesn't matter. And then we're going to recruit the last one here. Last Metsuke. And level him up the same as always. And he's going to get unlucky. Again, wow, that's unfortunate. We only got 1 out of 5 good retainers. That is a bit unfortunate. It doesn't happen very often, but okay. And then once again, I'll move all the ships, and then I'll end this here stream. And hopefully I've kind of showcased the way you should start a campaign in this game. I don't know how useful this was, really, but we'll see. Why do I have a ship here? Who the hell are you? Did you get stuck? Also, that is now... Wait, did he make it all the way? Okay. 8, 9, so I need 1 more in there, so that's this one right here. Actually, no, you know what? You're gonna go down this way. Actually, what is... Yeah, whatever. Go down this way, and then I'll build 1 more ship everywhere, and then I'll send this one up that way. Makes more sense. Wait. Oops. Okay. So that's that. We're making 11.5 grand right now. And we lost trade, so we should be able to get trade with someone else. Nope, we can't. We can break some trade. Like, this is the nice thing about trade, is that, like, this is blockaded right now. So we could just break this, and then once it's open again, we could just sell them trade again for several $1,000. But and we make more money in the meantime because currently we're not making any money from the trade with them because it's blockaded. But we're not going to do that. Anyway, that is going to do for now. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully I helped out some people. We make any multiplayer guides? Not planning on it. I don't really play multiplayer, I'm afraid. Again, make sure to check out the links in the description. I have tons of guides to all kinds of stuff on Shogun 2 in the description. Clano reviews, top 5 units for different types of units. You know, a let's play for every single clan on Legendary, including challenge runs, like Cavalry only, things like that. You know, if you want Shogun 2, I'm your guy, basically. What's your favorite Follow Samurai campaign? I did an artillery only. That was not on Legendary, though. It was normal difficulty, I think. Artillery only with the Saga. That was fun. Like, only Armstrong guns, Gatling guns, Parrot guns. Nothing else. That was actually a really fun campaign. So that's probably my favorite in Follow Samurai, because cannons are fucking great in Follow Samurai. Will there be another stream? I'm thinking I'll do another stream tomorrow, because I have 4 more keys to give out. So I'll give out 4 more keys tomorrow, I think. Otherwise it'd be Friday. No, yeah, it probably will be tomorrow if I do it. I also have Discord. If you guys want to join my Discord, if you haven't subbed yet, please feel free to subscribe, etc. Blah blah blah. Support me. Give me all your fucking money. Okay. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, I have a good day and goodbye.